Oh,
What's up? What's up?
yo, yo, yo. All right. First introduction. It's your boy, Astornos. You may not know him, but you'll know him after you play him. He be Gruxin, he be Zarison. He's just an offlane connoisseur. Isn't that right, Astornos?
That is correct. That is correct.
I had I'm gonna be honest, I was a little muted when I was doing the first introduction, so I had to redo it when you got in here. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I was
Ah.
watching. I'm like, he's not speaking.
I messed up, but yeah, thanks for coming to Stornos. It's a pleasure to have you here, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so from left to right, we first got a Stornos. Now we're on to our next guest. Our next guest, yours truly. He likes to play everywhere. He's an every role enjoyer, but his home will always be the island, the off lane. I know a lot of you guys are already here for him tonight. It's your boy, Joe, yours truly.
Heyo.
How's it going, Joey? How's it going?
As well. How is your evening coming along?
My evening is fantastic, and it's even better since you guys are joining with me here tonight. So I appreciate having you here, Joey.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here as well.
Of course, of course. All right. This next person, he needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give him one anyway. He's the unstoppable Swedish force. Catch him playing anything in the offlane, and he's just gonna W key regardless of the matchup. It's your boy,
Skill issue.
Lauber.
Hey, what's up? Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks for coming, Lauber. Pleasure having you here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I know you're a busy dude, so I'm glad you were able to make time.
Yeah,
Uh,
two jobs makes it a bit harder, but I managed to squeeze Pred in there as well.
yeah, he's doing it all, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing it all. All right. The next guest, as you can see, going left to right, we're on number 4. If you see him as your lane opponent, just know that the match is donezo. He really needs no introduction. It's your boy, Pinzo, the Pin Zone.
Yeah, I'm kind of that guy. Yeah, thank you. Quiet, please. We're speaking. You guys
You're
can
the,
calm
yeah, you're that. I couldn't think of anything because what hasn't already been said about you? You know what I'm saying, man? You're just that guy. I ain't even
down.
gotta say nothing.
It happens, man. It
Yeah,
happens.
I'm just speechless because I'm in awe of your presence, dog. That's all it is.
I get it. I get it. Just calm down a little bit. I'm not here to like be that guy. I'm on my off time of that guy duties right now. So
Oh, so humble, so humble. Thanks for coming, Pins. I appreciate it, homie.
I do my best.
All right, and then our final guest. He's a quiet one, but you've played against him plenty of times. I guarantee. He's a nightmare in the off lane. He loves to play King and Tekken, and in predecessor, he likes to punch. It's your boy Tekken Kid.
Hello.
Hi, Tekken. Thanks for coming.
No problem.
Pleasure having you. I know you and Astorna Sweat. You probably woke up not too long ago, huh? Don't lie to me.
Wait,
Don't
True.
lie to me.
listen. Listen. All right. I just woke up, all right? That's it.
Tekken's been awake for exactly 3 minutes.
I'm ready to go to bed right now, to be honest.
Hey, that's valid. That's valid. Let's get into some of the questions. And we're gonna start with the round
I
robin.
liked it. I liked it.
I
Just so you know, that was
appreciate
good.
it, appreciate it. Well, like I said,
That's a
I
good.
didn't make it. I
I
didn't
like it.
make it, but I thought it was hilarious, so I had to I had to do it. Oh my
I'm like
god.
tearing up right now. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was good.
Was that Medkit that made that?
No, it was you really want to know who made it? I'll tell you who made it. It was
Well, I feel you credit someone. Give someone
it
credit.
was ChatGPT.
Was it
I
really?
knew it.
I knew
I didn't
it.
want. I didn't want to be that guy that's made by AI and then an actual human made it instead of being installed.
Yeah, no, I definitely I'm
I
not
was I
creative
was more
enough.
curious than anything.
Yeah, no, no, no. Hey, no, I didn't make it. Like I said before I even did it, I didn't make it. I thought it was awesome though, and especially when I combined it with the music, I was like, oh yeah, this is golden. So I had to roll with
Peak content incoming.
it. But all right, anyway, let's start with the round robin questions. Let's try to keep some of the same ones, or I will try to keep some of the same ones pretty consistent that I've had in the other episodes. So I'm gonna go with this one. Like I said, it's round robin, so I'm gonna go into everybody. So I'm gonna start with you, Stornos. And the
Mhm.
question is, who's your favorite character to play, and who do you think your best character is?
It's the same person for me, honestly. It's Grux. It's always has been Grux. I'm a W keyer. I just love his playstyle. Very simple. Turn your brain off and kill people. That's really it.
Valid, valid. All right, moving on to JYT Joey. Who is your favorite character, and then what character do you think you are, or is your best character?
I think at the moment my favorite character to play is Steel, and in particular the Skies for the variant of Steel.
Oh
It's
my.
actually it is
Bro,
actually
this
just
It's
guy. Who
banging. It's
invited
banging.
him?
It's
Who
banging.
invited him?
for a
Who?
lava trier, he saw the tech
I
in it.
saw the tech.
He saw the tech. It's just so fun though. Like you turn like a character that's usually just a kind of fun like tank into something that he literally just split push and just 1v1s anyone. I just love that kind of playstyle for Steel, but I also think it's a little disgusting because he has all that stun and mobility kind of thing. But my best character to play, I really want to say Sears, but I think honestly right now it's like Fame Mao. But I also think that Fame Mao is just kind of a disgusting champion in solo queue at the moment.
All right, fair enough. Thank you for the answer. All right, moving on to Lauba, Unstoppable Swedish Force himself. Who is
That's me.
your favorite character to play, and then who do you think your best character is?
Right now, my favorite character is definitely Crunch. Um, I love the augmentation first item and just being super fast and super bursty. My best champion or hero is probably Sevarog. I had a lot of Sevarog games, and I was known as the Sevarog guy for a long time. Famously, the one who started playing Mutilator, Sev, before he got nerfed. Rip.
Nice, nice. All right, Pinzo, Mr. Pinzo Denzo. Who's your favorite character to
Uh,
play, and who do you think your best character is?
let's see. Favorite character? Uh, Xeris for sure. I think he's like one of the few super fun offlaners in my opinion. Uh, as far as best character, I don't know. Probably also Xeris. I was slamming with Xeris back in like PCC. What was that for? The one in June. Before like back when people were like, bro, this character's not very good, and like everyone is playing him in the jungle. I was slamming with that character. So, I'm just I'm the original Xeris guy. Honestly, that's where
No,
that's what it
no,
comes
no.
down
I'm
to.
pretty sure at some point you say he was bad, and then you start becoming a believer afterwards.
Okay, I said he was bad, and then I played him like 10 games in a row, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I just didn't know how to play this guy. Which is
And
exactly okay. To be fair, that is exactly what Joey told me. Okay, that's I said that in a Discord, and Joey said, "No, he's good. You don't know how to play him."
yeah, no, but props for you sticking with him because I think that's a big thing. It's like he's someone that requires like actual experience and time to play him. He's harder than people realize.
Well, he's not. You can't play him one game and figure him out. You got to play him like 5 games or 10 games, and then you can figure him out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, great answer. Thank you so much. And then, last but not least, Mr. Tekken. Who's your favorite character in the offlane, and who do you think your best character is?
To be honest, my favorite characters are two. Is Kalari and Twin Blast in the offlane because Kalari
Hold
is
on, hold on,
way
hold on, hold on,
better.
hold on,
You
hold
just
on
Is
a
a
said
second.
two.
child.
Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
no,
Hold on a
no,
This
no,
second.
guy.
no,
No,
Hold on a
no,
second.
no, no. Come on.
Listen, you son
Come
of a
on. Come on.
bitch. What the fuck's your problem?
Look, listen. Kalari is the most challenging offlaner in the game. All right. Like literally, it's so risky, but you gotta play it perfectly. You cannot make any mistakes. And I just love how I just love it. I just love it. Like if I make one mistake, I lose easily.
Okay.
So Twin
I'm
Blast, it's literally a split push and being cringe. I just have fun.
Boo! Boo is right, man.
But
I can't
but
believe at least you hey, okay. At least you admitted it. You gotta respect it. He's at least admitting he's being cringe, okay?
Basically, your favorite characters is like making your opponent feel miserable. That's when you're having most
exactly,
fun. Yeah, makes sense.
exactly. And best character is Crunch because I literally know all the matchup for Crunch, and then it's so kind of simple, and he's kind of broken right now.
This one's for you,
So
Tekken.
I just abused it.
Yeah.
That's for you, Tekken. Just for you. All right. Well, thank you guys for the banter and the questions and or the answers all around. I appreciate it. We'll go ahead and we'll move on to I want to try to do at least one more like round robin style um question. Okay, so I got one. And I'm gonna actually start with Lobber. I'm gonna start with you on this one. So how would
Alright.
you define your playstyle? As an offlane player, how would you define what your playstyle is if you had to put it into words?
I'm definitely like a brawler. I like to limit test and like skill check my opponents a lot. Sometimes that works in my favor, sometimes doesn't work in my favor. But I like to like test my opponent and see if they're better than me or not. And if they're not better than me, I usually like just crush them. And if they're better than me, I usually maybe I die a couple of times while limit testing. Um, but yeah, I just like having control and being the big boss, being the alpha shad in the offlane. A W warrior, you could say.
All right, valid, valid, and well put as well. Thank you, thank you. All right,
Thank you.
moving to Joey. Joey, how would you define your playstyle as an offlaner?
I guess I'm also so in a similar vein where I'm looking to just kind of win lane hard, so I tend to like a lot of heroes like the Fame Mao or the Sales who can kind of just dominate the lane but can do it safely. Because I think what I really value in offlane are like consistent performers. So like the Sales and Fame Mao are like very good at dominating the lane, but they're going to be safe against like ganks especially. So consistency is what I really value, and also having like the matchup knowledge to actually like pull it off is another big thing as well. So I both use the aggression and matchup knowledge to try to win my lane and go on from there.
Valid, valid. All right, moving over to Tekken. How would you describe your playstyle if you have to put it, or if you had to put it into words?
Mm, like if I'm playing the offlane every time, I would say like I'll take advantage from people. Like if they make their own mistake, I take the advantage and kill them easily, and then I would just win the lane. Probably that's it.
So would you say you like to be more aggressive or you like to be more reactive?
Aggressive.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Pinzo, how would you define your playstyle as an offlaner?
To put it in like one word, I would probably say turbo inter, but as like a whole, I would probably call myself like an ego checker. I'm cool to sit under tower for like as long as I want, but as soon as, if I get a base and I've got, a really big out item spike or something over you, then I'm total that like I'm good to take advantage when I've got it. Like if you think you're big just because I've been under tower, but now I've got an item spike, I'm gonna punish you for it.
Valid, valid. And then last but not least, Stornos, how would you define your playstyle as an offlaner?
I would say I like to bully a lot. As the characters I play, Grux, Xeris, I try to get an early advantage as soon as possible, and I try to rotate mid or not to other like objectives early. I know teach shouldn't do that sometimes. You get a farm and scale, but I like to be with the team as much as possible, and that's just how I do it. I try to win early as quick as possible, then I rotate. That's me.
Okay, valid. Awesome. Thanks for all the answers, guys. I appreciate it. So that's gonna do it for our round robin questioning. All these future questions, or all these upcoming questions that I'm gonna ask you guys, these are open discussion, so anybody can answer. If you really don't have anything to add, you don't really have to speak up. It's completely up to you, but feel free to create a discussion and then you can flow however you see fit. But what is actually, I want to start with this question. What is the most common mistake that you see other people make while playing offlane?
Not respecting level 2.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was
Not
gonna say.
res-
Yeah.
and getting bad trades as well.
Hmm.
When the
I
first
was
Mhm.
gonna
wave,
say I was gonna say
Yeah.
wave states as a whole.
Yeah. I think misplaying like the first 2 waves, like it's like a lot of mistakes that I see in
The
offlane.
first like 3 waves in offlane are almost all that matter.
yeah, what pissed me off about other enemy offlaners in the first wave, they go to the range minions first and attack it. that just pissed me off right there. Like that's easily a half health gone. Like you just poke, auto, Q, auto, get out. That's it. And you have full health and they're half health. And that's really bad for the enemy.
So I have a quick question for you, Tekken. So you mean
Hmm.
the enemy like offlaner walks to your range minions to clear them, so you get
Yes.
free poke on them?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah, they
overstepping
move
in
that like
lane.
level 1. Instead of just hitting the front line, they just go to the backline minions right away,
Yes.
and that just makes it easier for you to trade.
Because you can hit them and take no damage.
You can
Is
hit
what.
them,
Yeah.
you can avoid the enemy range minion hitting you, and if they back off after you're hitting them, your melee minions will be in range to hit them a couple of times as well.
Mhm.
So typically
You
you would
can
say overstepping like that is always going to be bad.
Yes.
you
Yeah.
can only do that if you have the advantage in lane, I would say. If it's neutral or you're using the bad matchup, don't ever do that, please,
Yeah.
because you just get collapsed on instantly.
All right, valid, valid. Is there anything else anybody wants to add before we move on to the next question?
I did want to say one thing. The one big mistake I actually consider the biggest one is just people not knowing how to play from behind. Because we all have our bad days or just like we miscalculate and we make mistake. Okay, I'm behind. The big mistake I see afterwards that people make is they just don't know how to come back or how to actually play safe or just catch up. They just like to keep just going W keying or E going and then just keep dying over and over. And that's like how you just lose games, not necessarily how you die the first time, but how you died the 3 times afterwards, and
Yeah,
and just not realizing why.
Bro, that's me for real, for real.
I agree with that.
That
Yeah.
actually, I'm glad you say that because that actually brings me to another question that I had, and I'm actually going to skip to this one just because you brought it up. But if you find yourself to be in a losing position in your lane, how do you set yourself up to come back?
And that's the little bit tricky thing, because every hero has different conditions to kind of come back in an
It
instance.
depends
Like,
what hero you're. It's strongly hero dependent.
yeah, exactly. So I can't give you like a encapsulating like kind of thing what you can do on every hero, but I can say like just look to just kind of realize what your win conditions or like just look what we can impact elsewhere. If your lane is stuck at the enemy tower and they're freezing on you, you have the power to just maybe make a play mid. Maybe you have like a steal or Sedwalk that can actually do that play really well, or maybe you're like a Grux or a Crunch that can maybe invade in the meantime, or maybe just take a jungle camp. Like the 3 camp is not bad to take from time to time. Just don't clear your entire jungle side from your jungler. But just don't just don't stay in lane do nothing. If you're not even able to get your XP in range, try to see if you can make impact elsewhere or farm elsewhere.
Does anybody want to add anything or create another point in regards to how to come back if you're in a losing spot?
Just like don't be afraid of losing minions. Like if you can get the XP from the minions, that's good enough. Like if you overstep, if you're already losing the lane and you overstep to try to get like some minions, they're gonna punish you even harder, and you might die again, and then it's just terrible. Just wait until it slow pushes into you. Don't fight in the big waves. Just wait until it crashes on the tower and wait for jungle ganks. Is basically it.
Like if you're 0-1, 0-2, at the beginning of a game, your goal at that point should be, how do I not get further behind? Right? Eventually, gold and XP will catch up, especially, most of the time you can sit in XP range. XP range in this game is really long. Your goal should be don't get further behind, really should be kind of the end goal.
Valid,
Because
valid.
if you start inting while you're 0-2, that's when it becomes insurmountable. You can play a game at 0-2. You can't play a game at 0-10.
Yeah, that's true. Well, actually, I don't know, I've seen people play games at 0 and 10 before they were turbo sprinting it, and but usually they were
Well, the
playing.
towers are kind of OP. I feel like
Well, I mean, normally when I see someone that's 0 and
sometimes.
10, it's usually a Grux player. So,
Accurate.
what were you saying, Lover? Sorry.
No. I've gone 0 and 10 once in a scrim, but it was like I
I think
was
I've been worse in a scrim if it makes you feel any
but
better.
I was like taking a lot of like pressure from the enemy, so my team got a lot of free XP
Well, and that's
and
the
gold.
other thing is like if you're like even if your slash line looks really bad, try your best to identify like what you can as good deaths and bad deaths. If you're getting jungle ganked and your team's getting a Fangtooth and they don't get anything on the solo side of the map, like that's a good death. Like right, that's the kind of thing that you can identify to at least make yourself feel better, if nothing else.
Valid, valid. All right, well, great answers all around. I hope that proves helpful to some people and in chat for later on. If you guys have something that you would like to bring up in terms of one of these topics, or just remember, hold this in your mind if you have a question that you have about any of the answers that are going on right now. Later on will be the time to answer that. So if you got to write it down, type it up, whatever you got to do to remember that, we'll come back to it. But let's see if I can find another question real quick. Oh, this is actually going to be an interesting one because I'm actually curious what you guys think. What do you think the best item is for offlaners right now?
Hmm.
Like, what's the
Tank or
strongest
boosters or
strongest item? Just in general, across the board,
Like a
the
single
strongest
item,
single item that's just like
Um,
this item is ridiculous.
Unbroken Will.
I would say Unbroken Will or Citadel.
Those would be my top two. Stonewall's maybe number 3 for me.
I was gonna say Fire Blossom.
Yeah.
Because obviously you go on tanks, but then like I actually see a lot of players now taking that as a armored defense line for like Crunch or Grux, for example. It's just so easy to really scale with that item because a lot of items you want on boosters especially have HP on them anyway, so you just naturally scale with Fire Blossom.
say
Eh,
Citadel and Absolution. To be honest, if you like have a tank item that you really want, Absolution is the it's like the way for team fights. 30% mitigation, I think it is.
For
Yeah.
Like
3
that.
seconds, though, I mean, like,
Yeah,
Unbroken Will is 30% armor, and it'll be on, if you're frontlining, it's on for, like, the majority of a fight.
yeah, you can have that item too with you.
I agree. I don't disagree, but out of those two, I think, Unbroken Will is the one that really gives you more value.
True.
I think Absolution is okay. I think it's just like if you're against the smart players, they will just proc it before the team fight starts. Like a deck will just throw a
It's the
random
same
stun
issue
ball
with
at you.
Vanguardian.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm not hearing any augmentations. It's kind of disturbing. Love that item. Augmentation, Tectonic Mallet. Maybe
Yeah,
not on
that's a
tanks, of
good
course.
combo.
I love that on Crunch, Xeris. It's just, I love it. People
Yeah,
stopped using Mutilator and started doing that on Crunch. That's a recent thing.
Yep.
Because it's
So,
OP.
even just as a standalone augmentation, you like just augmentation itself?
Yes, I do like augmentation.
All
But
right,
if I
fair
get it,
enough.
I'm almost always getting Tech Mallet with it.
The thing with augmentation is though that it's only very good on certain heroes, while I feel
Yeah,
like
that's kind of what I was
Well,
thinking. Same
Citadel
with Absolution.
is good on like more heroes than what that one is.
Citadel and Unbroken Will are both good on pretty much any hero that needs to be tanky.
Yeah, I think Unbroken you can build on every character in Offlane.
Yeah. And I
Uh,
think like Unbroken Will is good even if the enemy team isn't in like full CC. Obviously it gets
that
more value.
yeah, but what happens? If they have like less CC though. That's the thing.
Oh
They're
yeah,
not
but
gonna
don't you
get
not have value from it?
exactly.
Yeah. And it won't work on Kalari and Twin Blast, for example. Your
Twin
heroes. So
Blast.
you probably don't buy
If
them
you're
a lot.
Tekken, then it doesn't work on your two favorite heroes. So
Man, I'm trying to think, like, any assassins. We haven't said any assassin items. Like, for Fake Mao, Shinbi. What are really good. I know we've kind of switched the question a bit, not from the best to just good items, but trying to think of good. I know Mind Razor is really good on Feng Mao, for example.
Mind Razor, yeah.
Hmm.
I think Mind Whistle is actually a really, really strong item, but it's just like only few heroes can actually abuse it, like Flame
Yeah.
Mountain Blast.
I agree.
It's just, I think that's another reason why I think Fire Blast is really strong. It's just like, it gives you so much value in a lot of different areas. Like the stats simplifies you, and it indirectly helps you with your wave clear, because what happens is like when you trade with your opponent, a lot of times you want to try to find ways to kind of clear the wave, or like kill the wave, also trade with your opponent. But Fire Blossom just does both. You can just focus everything on your opponent, and your Fire Blossom just naturally clears it. That's why Fire Blossom on Greystone is really good, because you press Q, you have Fire Blossom that clears wave instantly, and you can focus your E's and everything on your opponent. So it's just really hard to trade into that.
Valid, valid. So good answers all around. I heard a lot of Citadel and Unbroken for sure. Like those items, I don't know about you guys, but in my games, I don't really see them as much as I think I probably should.
Citadel is a criminal item, okay? That in the off lane, maybe I'm gonna say it's like number 1 or number 2, but I mean all around, that's like one of the better items in the game.
Yeah, just be careful, guys listening. Don't buy it first item.
Okay.
Buy it as
No,
second or
no.
third item.
It's a second item if you're going damage.
That's a good point. Yeah, we didn't want to
I
see
see
people cooking
ADCs
up.
buying it too.
Wait,
Bro,
really? Citadel?
it's
Uh-huh.
criminal. What that item does is insane.
Yeah.
It's very gold efficient for when you're in a team fight. Very gold efficient.
Ooh, actually, moving on. Does anybody have anything quick they want to add before we move on to the next one? Because I have a good question I'd like to ask you guys.
Nope.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so I want to see what the answers we get on this one because I know there's going to be varying perspectives on how to play this. But as an offlaner, when do you typically look to rotate out of lane?
Oh my god.
When the game ends.
Never. Full build level
I ain't
18.
leaving
When you
lane,
take the
man.
inhib, then yes.
Yes. That's what we want to say.
I would say after tier 2, or if, let's say, you are down 2 Fangtooths, you have to be there for the third Fangtooth.
Mm-hmm. I also like to look at who their
my
mid laner
general
is.
rule.
I would also
If-
say it depends on the hero you're playing. Obviously,
it's
steel, it's gonna
character
rotate.
dependent, to be honest. It's character
Mhm.
But
dependent.
as a general rule, I can say though is like I think the best time to rotate is maybe second Faintus. I don't think it's worth going first Faintus because if you do that, especially in the early game, that alone just puts you behind. Because early game is really about maintaining that lead on your opponent, and as soon as you leave lane, you just lose waves, lose XP, and then all of a sudden you're like at 1 2 levels down in gold, and you can no longer like stash check your opponent. I
Mhm.
see people rotate too early and they lose lane because of it alone.
Valid, valid. So I'm surprised nobody said anything
I
about
think
looking for jungle invades or anything like that.
if you're on a team fight character, you rotate earlier, Like that's really kind of what it comes down to. If you're on a lane bully, you rotate later, right?
You can go for jungle base, but I wouldn't really say that's rotating. It's more like because you're still pretty close to the offlane, if you depending on what side of the map you're.
Assuming you're invading off lane jungle.
Yes, exactly. Maybe like invading the duo sides jungle and offlaner early in the game isn't that good, but if you do like a coordinated invade with your jungler, you probably shouldn't miss a lot of CS, if any, in offlane.
That's also
I
one
mean, it's a little
reason.
character dependent too. If you're like Greystone's jungle clear is nuts as soon as he gets one item online. Even if you go Overlord or Fire Blossom first, his clear is so good that like if you're in a position where you maybe poke out the enemy laner, you just get jungle camps for free. Like it just depends a little. If you're Steel, you don't get jungle camps for free.
Unless you just guys play a bone saw.
True.
Okay, yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah,
The truth.
I suppose.
We know his next video.
It actually is
That's his
tomorrow,
last
funny
10
enough.
videos, man. What are you talking about?
Wait, what do you mean?
Exposed, exposed.
We
I
got a
think-
one trick.
I want to
Joey's a
say
bone
about
saw sky splitter one trick.
True. Xeris is also a really good offlaner to
Mhm.
rotate to mid with. If you guys don't know in chat, that Xeris' ult can cancel Fey ult if you do it right as soon as she throws it on you. So it's like a free cleanse. It's a really cool interaction between those two heroes. So if I see a Fey and I'm Xeris, I'm feasting. I love that. I just walk
Same
up.
thing with Steel.
Just walk up. Take a free stack. Easy.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like rotating Azara's mid, unless the enemy has Gideon, because he will always just pull a lot of your cage. So
Mhm.
if they have like a Gideon mid lane, I would assume I would say not to really rotate mid a lot. But if they have like Faye, Belica, Gadget, just go when you have level 6 and see if you can get a quick kill. If not, just get back to lane, not miss any minions.
All right. So, let me see. Oh, actually, this is a good scenario that I have a question for you guys about. And I hope I get varying answers. I'm scared that all you guys are going to answer in the same way, and I'm terrified because I see this in my games all the time, and I know that you guys are the reasons that I'm losing because you're running it down so hard. But if you have pressure in your lane, and your lane opponent is consistently under tower, you have no kill potential. What do you look to do?
Dive.
Dive.
No, that's the answer
I'm
I
clapping
didn't
in every
want.
time first.
We all think the
No,
same.
no,
Nice.
please.
And
You what?
Junk is easily
Doesn't
jungle
matter what
invade.
character I'm playing. I'm in.
just in. That's what you would see with the jungler, if they have jungle up on the enemy side, peek in,
Yeah.
they have jungler. You also got to be wary of where the enemy jungler is. You shouldn't be 10 seconds shouldn't go by before you look at the map in offlane or in general,
Yeah,
really.
and also if he's playing really passive, then freeze the waves easy.
Well, that's
If
what I
he's
was gonna say. If they don't know how to hold the wave, then they're gonna start giving you free freezes, and then you're good to go.
yeah.
But putting yourself in between them and the wave just stars them with so much XP.
Yeah.
So you like constantly look back and forth your wave and then go poke them a little bit, make them go away, and then you have a entire level up on them all of a sudden. It's huge.
What I like to do when I get the push into the tower and the wave is pretty far away from coming back into my lane, I like to invade the jungle pretty deep and get like a ward deep, where junglers normally wouldn't use their cleanse or like dewarding item. So you can always get like a ward that will always be up, and they will never look for it really. So that's a little tip. Like if you're like on video here, yours truly, in the laning, if you get the power, you can go up and put it like next to the 4 camp there, and you will always see when they're coming in towards your lane. So that's a really good ward.
I don't like when people put the ward like right on the other side of the fog wall because it gives you no time to react. You got to put it in a little bit deeper so you can get away.
Yeah.
That's whenever I see that, I cringe a bit. Like, no, go in.
Yeah, you gotta drop that ward like on the 3 camp or next to the blue buff, like further back. Give yourself an extra couple seconds to back up.
You're not wasting any more time anyway. The waves under their tower. What else are you gonna do? You're not gonna kill them unless you're Lobber.
True. But yeah, I was kind of worried. I was kind of worried you guys were all gonna say dive. I'm not gonna lie. Like the second I started even thinking about the question, I was like, yeah, they're gonna say I'm
I
getting
mean, dive.
impatient. This
Okay,
guy's
let's be
not
clear.
fighting
Dive
me.
is like the correct call, but
It
like
is.
clearing jungle camps, dropping wards is like that's not a bad second option.
Mm.
You
And
said
when you
it's the
dive,
correct call. What?
It's always the correct call, bro. Get those
Oh,
kills.
oh
so when you
no.
do dive, you don't necessarily have to fully commit. If you're so far ahead to the point that scales stay in the turn, you can trade some of your health to poke them down to the point where next wave push in, you can just kill, confirm, and then just get out, right?
And sometimes you don't be afraid to die like under turret. I do that a lot when I dive. But it's like if you have a big wave pushing with you and you go in for the kill right away and you trade 1-for-1, the enemy will lose like 2 waves of minions and you will have those waves. So that's a good death, as a Swedish League of Legends player would say. And so yeah, always think about how much minions they are losing if you're getting if you're diving, or how much minions you are losing if you're diving.
So it sounds like offlane's a big or like in order to win offlane, it's two things, right? It's getting more than the other person and then denying as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
They go hand in hand.
I'd say another thing is people don't know when is a good time to back in the offlane. Like they don't crash the wave, for example. I'm curious how many people even know what that means to crash the wave. Like you put the
Learning
wave
wave states is probably like the most important single skill in the offlane.
Like what does that do? What does crashing the wave do for me? Like why am I doing it? That's something really important to know.
True. Wave management is definitely an important topic, and it's something that a lot of people that haven't really experienced MOBAs or never really experienced MOBAs at a high level actually even know. Like maybe they've heard of it, but understanding it I think is actually pretty hard. But it definitely wins or loses you the lane. You could never die and you could lose the lane just because of poor wave management, right guys?
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
I've
100%.
lost a lot of lanes off poor wave management, trust me.
Talk about wave management? Well, actually, here after our questions, I actually have something new that I'm going to try this week, where we have 2 scenarios that I clipped. Obviously, it's like very basic clip that I did in replay mode. There's no fancy production quality or anything, but we're going to go over it. We're going to talk about what the offlaners expect to happen in the clip, and then we're going to actually watch and see what happens, and we're going to talk about why it went so poorly. So, actually, I think. I think it'll be long enough that I can just start it right now. So I'm actually gonna do that. So if offlaners, if you guys have my stream open, or if you don't, please open up the stream so you guys can see the stuff.
Alright.
I need to make sure the audio's on, even though the audio's not that important. All right. I gotta see which one's first. I think this one's first. I'm gonna pause and start from the beginning. But what I want you guys to do before we even start with the clip, I want you to talk about this matchup a little bit and tell me what you expect to happen on these first few waves, okay?
Grux, Xeris,
Yep.
Saras has the advantage
for sure.
level 1, 100%. He has a longer like R&B range, so he can easily use that for his advantage to poke him down. Without Grux being able to trade back.
All right, so what we're expecting here on these first two waves is Xeris is gonna win. Is there any way for Grux to equalize it or to like take the L without having to give up too much?
There's a way for Grux to win the lane. It's just let Xeris push the lane
Yeah.
all the way to the
Mhm.
tower.
Yeah,
Let's
you
get
just
level 2.
basically don't hit wave 1.
Yeah.
What I would say is that if you're Grux in this case and you want Saras to push, don't walk away from your minion wave. Stand in your range minion wave. So if he wants to poke you with R&B, he has to push the lane at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so the two things that
Yeah.
we need to see here. Oh, go ahead, Pinza. Go ahead. Good.
Well, I was just gonna say, level 1, Grux doesn't do anything, right? You even if you're gonna attempt to fight this, you have to be level 2. So, like, that's what you're waiting for here.
All right, so what we're looking to see here, based on what you guys have said, I'm just gonna kind of summarize. Xaris is gonna bully this lane because he wins early. What Grux needs to do is to concede the lane, let it push into him, and take minimal trades. Did I sum that up pretty well, or did I miss something, or misstate something?
No,
No,
that's correct, I think.
Sounds pretty much right to me.
That's
Okay.
how it is the first few waves. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna watch wave 1 and wave 2 here, and we're gonna see how this plays out, and then we're gonna talk about what goes poorly and why it goes poorly. Is it playing for you guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Now I got it.
Okay.
It skipped a little bit, but
I think it's because I had tabbed out for a second. But you guys can feel free to talk as things are going on too, if you want to like commentate on something that's happening.
Grux is very intimidated.
He's scared as hell.
Yeah.
he also did what Tekken said that you shouldn't do. He walked up to hit the range creeps kind of thing, or like close to them instead. And then he just got out traded. And
When he's gonna hit level 2 super late here.
yeah,
So-
he didn't respect the level 2 here. He
Level
doesn't
2
walk
right
away.
here. Yep. There you go. Shield bash.
All right, so
Oh,
let's
nasty.
go
Yeah.
ahead and let's talk about what happened there and why it was bad. So what happened in that whole sequence? We're going to talk about wave 1 and wave 2. I want to walk through that.
I mean, you can't. Xeris has the range advantage. Like, you can't. If you're going to step into his range, like, the only reason you're doing that is if you're full committing, which is like you can't do on wave 1. So like you just can't step forward.
Fair. And if you guys want, I can play it again if you want to rewatch it real quick just to see what happened.
Yeah, you
in
can
case
you
missed it.
can keep playing it, I think.
Okay.
Keep the
Yeah.
repeating.
Yeah.
Sure. I guess it's short enough that I can do that, huh?
I think Grux's positioning level 1 was just bad. He should be like a little bit further back and not. I guess he walks up to the side or something, so he's not standing in his minions.
Well, he's
as
also
well.
not at the wave when it crashes.
Yeah, and here, as we see, Grux get a free poke without doing any damage to Grux's minion.
You could on-be wipe back, but he did too late, so
Yep.
he doesn't take no damage. Because even still, it's poke you on B, like when it's on cooldown, you can still try to look for on-B trade, so at least it goes even-ish. The big issue is that he gave up the wave file, and you see like 4 minions push. That means like unless Grux hit the wave super hard, he's gonna not get level 2 first.
And here he doesn't respect the level 2 on
He
the
just walked
first
right up.
minion
That's
and
really
lane
bad.
2. Yeah.
Like you see the minions about to die and still walk up.
Saurus here kind of makes a mistake. He kind of like stops walking forward. He lets go on the W key, which is bad.
He
Saurus
could have walked all the way around that guy instead of backing up. Yeah.
Yeah, Saurus could have gotten Grux flash if he just keeps holding down the W key. So here, like, Grux is not behind, so Saurus gets free R&B. And then he R&Bs the wave instead of R&B Saurus, as he always said.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like instead of just committed to letting the wave push, he went and he started damaging the minions. So he didn't actually commit to the line of play that he was going for, right? So
Yeah.
he kind of just put himself in an even bigger hole, right?
And now he misses some minions here. Gonna go have to get the minion waves kills there, so takes a lot of damage. Don't respect the level 2. And here I think Saros makes a mistake. As soon as you get level like 2 here, this is good. But here he kind of stands still a little bit instead of just holding down W. He wants to walk next to Grux instead of like a bit further away. I think he could have got Grux flash there.
All right, I'll play it one more time. Does anybody have anything else they want to add that maybe we didn't touch on? Because this is actually something that happens in a lot of games, mistakes that offlaners make, and this is like, these are like game-losing mistakes. Like, you can come back from it, but for no reason, you've already put yourself in a really bad losing position, right? Just
Well, I mean,
'cause-
I think most people in here would probably agree that like wave 1 is the most important
Absolutely.
wave
Yeah.
of offlane.
It's I guess a no. I mean, I guess if you play it super bad, it's really like important. But if both players like aren't like super dumb, wave 1 doesn't really matter.
I think
Well,
wave
yeah,
one.
but I mean, like, if you can lose the game on wave 1.
Oh yeah.
I think wave one's really important because it really after wave one it's determined where the wave kind of meets again. Like if you're on weak side and you push that wave in hard and kind of starts west side, well you're gonna get ganked and like lose blink and lose all that pressure, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they just really need to realize, maybe weak side or strong side you can get away with it, but weak side is like you have to be really careful because if you push it too hard, then you're gonna get level 2 gank really easily.
All right, good discussion. But yeah, like I said, that's a very common mistake. Not understanding how to play wave 1, and as you guys emphasize, wave 1 very important. If you don't know how to play wave 1, that's something that you need to make sure that you are practicing and focusing on because that can win or lose you a game just off of that. All right, so I actually have one more clip that I want to play for you guys. So I'm going to pull it up real quick. Give me a second. And then essentially the same thing. Actually, because it's not wave 1, we don't really necessarily have to talk about like what we expect to happen in this clip. But let's just have a little commentary on what happens, and then let's identify the mistake once again, and then we'll talk about how we can play this better in the future.
Grux has 5 CS, 4 minutes in.
All
There you go. That's the main thing here.
All right.
Hey, but he hasn't died though.
That is true.
Let's pay attention to the mini-map as well when we're doing our commentary.
Missed 1, missed 2, missed 3, missed 4. Yep, been there.
Why step up? Ever.
All right, so let's talk about this one a little bit. What happened?
Okay.
I mean, that's just a really bad play.
Mhm.
Like, you don't. Xeris outconfirms. Is there a solo laner that outconfirms Xeris on teal buff?
Counter does technically, but she doesn't play offlane as much.
Okay.
Victor
But I mean, like, Xeris right click is pretty much like as good as got the
Guarantees.
teal buff, right? I mean, what's Grux gonna do? Like,
Yeah,
why
so
step up?
Saurus also plays it really good. He pulls it behind the pillar, so Grux can't really see the HP on it before it's too late as well.
When he can't. I mean, yeah, and even if he he has to so full commit his body to that if he even wants to
Yeah.
check the HP.
He's also half HP, which is like, even if he gets the Scion buff, it's like really
still
hard to
dead.
probably.
I mean, the Xeris
Mm.
probably kills him, even if
Yeah.
Richter's not here. He's probably still dead.
Yeah, no ward either. Didn't even see the Richter coming. Didn't even
Yeah,
know where he
0
was.
wards, no health pots, half health.
I think
I'm
in that
guessing no
situation,
flash.
I think he had, but I think
Well,
in
I
that
don't know how
situation, like
Spectator
after
works.
you clear this wave, you just have to realize like you're not gonna get river buff. You already made a bunch of mistake. You just reset here, get an item.
Yeah, this is a
Get out of
base
the sword.
angle, 100%.
Yeah,
At least he stayed for the wave instead of going
Yeah.
straight to the buff. And I see a lot of people giving up their wave when it's right there just to contest the buff and like you're 15 it for
Yeah.
what reason? When you could just get your whole
Exactly.
wave.
honestly, like it's a good gank by Richter, but it's also a bad gank by Richter, in a say. Like imagine if Grux just like start recalling after this wave. Richter would have been like wasting a lot of time, but I guess maybe he sees him going up.
He's in the river.
Well, I mean, like,
Yeah.
if his camps are down and stuff, might as well look for
Yeah,
something.
looks like he's
right?
just looking
'Cause
for
it-
vision.
And then he
Yeah,
sees the
because if
Grux
he
right
had
there.
just full
Yeah.
cleared, right? This is
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
full clear timer, so.
Yeah, he's just looking for vision actually. It's fine.
Yeah, let's not focus too much on what the jungler did here, but
But
how
that's
Yeah, I
just
tried
that's a
to.
base angle. That's a go back. That's a go back angle. You've lived this long. You don't have any CS. You're obviously losing lane. This is like a just a
Get your
return to
short
base
sword.
angle.
Just get
Get
your
a
short
get
No.
sword.
another short sword, man. Go get something. Go refill your health pots.
Yeah.
so if you're Grux in this scenario, you're just gonna focus on clearing this wave under turret, try to get as much CS as you can, take a quick back, come with whatever pots you have, and then whatever spike you get, and then try to play the laning phase out from there.
Yeah, you're not gonna beat
You're still
Xerath in
gonna
the
be
sign buff.
behind, but I mean,
Yeah.
you're always at this point. You're just set behind in this lane.
Next wave is also a cannon wave, so if Saurus stays, he's not gonna be able to crash it in time for you to.
You're not gonna miss much.
Yeah, you're not gonna miss anything because it's a cannon wave. If he tries to crash the wave.
So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna try to break down every single thing that happened here real quick. I know we're watching this one
Mhm.
more time, but I'm gonna try to break down everything that happens here just so we can have a good understanding. So for one, Grux isn't focused on trying to CS. This Grux is just trying to clear quickly so that way he can go contest the sign. First off, if you guys are in this position where you're finishing one more minion under your turret and the sign or the offlaner's already, long started the sign buff about 2-3 seconds before you even finish what you're doing underneath your tower, are you ever contesting that? Ever
No,
in
zero
any
percent
universe?
chance.
And it doesn't
Not
matter what the
against
characters
Zerus,
are.
especially. It
Well,
does, it does, but not against Zerus.
okay, but I'm saying just like as a general rule of thumb, most characters, if they're in that position where they're already on sign buff, and you're here in this spot, in most scenarios, would you go contest that sign buff?
I'm half health with no health pots. I'm not walking over there.
No.
I don't think I contest that in any matchup. In
In
this
this
position.
scenario, no, yeah,
No.
no, definitely not.
All right.
Even if it's like Severog doing it and I'm like Saurus like somehow. I don't think I do it because it's just like if the jungler comes, you're fucked. If like you're too late to get there, you're screwed. And if Severog holds his route, he can just route you when you try to walk up and start trading against you. And it's not good.
And I would say a big highlight of what makes this so bad is you already understand that when you're in this position, you've been getting poked really hard, you're losing this matchup in the early game. So now you're walking in to force a 1v1 at the sign buff. The only chance you ever have of stealing it is probably committing your E at the very least, which then just puts you in a bad spot regardless if you get the sign buff or not. Number two, you do see your jungler on the other side of the map, and you have no idea where the enemy jungler is. So you're not tracking it very well. You also have no vision, so you have no idea that this Victor's coming. And then you just get pinched and then you die for no reason. So that is like I know some people I know for a lot of people that's probably very basic and you're like, "Oh, everybody should know this. It's so obvious." But believe it or not, like as we can see for some people it's really not that obvious. And for some people they actually have to understand and be told exactly, frame by frame, all the small things that happen because it's a bunch of small things, right? Like nothing in this clip is just one just big just, train wreck, right? It's just a bunch of small little things that you can tweak or change or do that can set you up and put you in a better spot. Would you guys say that's fair to say?
Yeah.
I mean, your spot's really bad. At this point, you're just trying to mitigate the destruction.
True.
You should
Yeah.
ask
Like,
yourself how
even
you
if
got
you're
in the
basing
situation.
right here, you're getting a short sword against a guy who's about to be a level up on you and has wave pressure, is probably, I'm gonna say, like 20 plus CS up on you, like it's bad. But you can try in your best to do what you can with what you're given.
Very true. Yeah, I would say I don't know if you guys would agree with this, but I would personally say that a lot of people in offlane biggest struggle is they don't know how to play if they're not winning the lane. What do you guys think about that?
And that's kind
Agree.
of what I mean by earlier is that when I say people don't know how to play from behind, also includes bad matchups. Because in a bad matchup, you're technically playing from behind, but that's just when you have to realize like what's your win condition. You're playing Sevok against the Fame Mal. Fame Mal's gonna WK a lot. It's gonna be really unplayable, but eventually, as long as you keep your stack farming up good, you're gonna scale and become that big beefy front line for your team. You just gotta figure out ways to like get through that early laning phase, survive, and then thrive in the mid to late game, right?
Hmm.
So I think it just like when it comes to like people don't know how to play from behind. It's a lot of it's like they just don't know the hero enough, and also just how the matchup works. Because there are always like cases where if you know the matchup well enough, you can use that to your advantage. But that really comes with time and experience.
And would you guys say that those two clips are a good example of some of the pretty egregious mistakes that people make in the offlane that cause their games to be so difficult?
Those are good examples, I would say.
Greed is like the biggest killer, which is what that second clip is.
Exactly.
All right. So that was the first time we're doing that. I think that's something that I'm going to look to try to add more often. I'll try to have better clips or better examples or try to lead better discussion in the future. But the last thing that we're going to do tonight before we start getting into some viewer questions is we're going to do an off-lane character tier list. Let's go.
Oh
Hold
boy.
on, I need I need soundboard. I need soundboard. All right, so this off-lane tier list that I have is one that doesn't have Wraith or Seraph. If you guys really want to put Wraith or Seraph on there, that's fine. But I didn't anticipate that actually happening. So give me a second just so I can pull it up. All right, here we go. And I have it up on my stream for you guys. So we're gonna
Is
go
Twin
through.
Blast there for Tekken?
Twin Blast is there.
All right. We know who's gonna do that one.
All right. So since you can technically play anything, if you guys have anything that's off meta or weird, as long as it's a genuine thing that you guys can all come to a consensus on, we can put it on here. But I kind of want to focus more on just actual characters that can be played over in the offlane. Let me make sure I have it pulled up on stream. Okay, I do. So the first one we're going to start with is going to be Countess. If you guys had to put Countess in a tier, what tier would Countess go into?
In
So this
offlane.
yeah, so just real
In
quick, you want to
offlane.
just talk. You want to quickly talk about what the different tiers mean? It's like tier D, just like unplayable, like this you always lose no matter what kind of thing, or how would you
Okay.
categorize like each of the tiers?
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So S tier. S tier is a character that you can pick blind into anything and is going to be strong all the time. A is going to be a character that's going to be strong, but they do have they have some counter matchups, but they're still very good in the meta. They can make a good impact on the map. B is going to be a character that's only going to work some of the time if the conditions are right. C is going to be a character that like you really have to have skill to pull this character off. And then D is going to be you probably should never be playing this character over in offlane.
Alright.
So we're going to start with Countess. What do you guys think about Countess?
I'd say Countess OG made when it first started early access. I hate to say it, but I feel like she's kind of playing around C. I feel like really good with her, maybe bump to B, but I'm talking about like more like average players, right? And Countess is just not that hero really good for average hero, especially in the offlane. So I'll put her C personally.
I would agree with
guess
C.
that's like a C
Borderline
tier,
D in
yeah.
my opinion.
It's definitely playable. Like it's
She's
just
borderline don't play, but I think you can.
I mean, not really, to be honest. It's not that
I think
playable.
you
Like if you
can.
in the early phase, if you freeze the lane, that count is a screw. You just denied the XP, and then what the counter's gonna do? Step up and
If
die
you're
for it?
willing to not be a character for 20 minutes, then you can play Countess.
Then you're gonna be so far behind in gold. It's like
Well,
you're
that's
not gonna be able to one
It's
shot
the
and
opposite of what you want for Countess. You want to get
yeah.
up and running quickly.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's D, but you could argue C.
Yeah,
So
I agree with D.
so I'm hearing D and C. Hold on. We'll okay. There's another tier list that we can use that actually includes the other characters,
go
just in
down a
case you
little bit
guys
more.
want to use them. What'd you say?
Let's go down a little more.
Where am I
He
scrolling?
would yeah.
No, because
I
I
know.
made I made
Oh,
that.
he
I know what
wants.
he's
Oh,
looking
he
for.
wants us to show that he made
No,
Follow yours truly on Twitter. All right. But we can. This is the same thing, so consider it the same thing.
I agree with I agree with tier 5, like D.
So I'm hearing. Was that 3 votes? Yeah, I heard 3 votes. So I mean, we're at
Uh-huh.
this
I think there were 3
democracy.
Ds in there.
Yeah, 3 Ds. That's triple D. All right. So count this D tier. Do not pick this character. Do not pick this character in the offlane. I mean, if you do, then you're in for a rough time unless you think you're that guy. So
Just
we'll
take
see
the
how many
support.
countesses that we see. Crunch. Where are we putting Crunch as an offlaner?
Second.
S top.
What What do you mean?
You're the crunch guy.
I mean, oh, guaranteed tier 1
Yep.
if you know what
Yeah.
you're doing.
I agree.
He does have
Crunch
counter
is.
picks though.
He does have counter picks, but I think
But you
every
can
hero has
blind
counter pick.
crunch into anyone.
So you think no matter what, you could play crunch into anything all the time?
Yes.
The
Mhm.
thing is with crunch is like you can pick him blind. If the enemy pick Richter or something to counter you, you just have to wait until you get level 6, and then you can start playing more.
You just
Right.
have
Like
to play a little smarter, that's all. You
Yeah.
just don't get to face roll your keyboard at level 3.
Yeah.
We're
I think
talking like
crunch.
laning phase right now, but we have
Yeah.
to think outside of that as well, right?
You're
Like
talking
laning
all
I
phase.
the
mean, I still
round
think
as an
crunch is
offlane
nuts
pick.
late game.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
say tier 2 for me personally.
Tier 2, crunch, tier 2. Alright, I heard a bunch of tier 1s. Are there any other tier 2s other than Joey?
I say tier 2.
Stornos tier 2. Alright, Tekken says tier
I'm
1, Lava
staying.
says tier 1.
I'm staying with 1.
Alright, so that's 3 for tier 1. So crunch,
Yeah.
alright,
I
we're gonna
think
put crunch in
he's
tier 1.
just so strong, especially when he gets augmentation. He's like doesn't lose any matchup.
Mhm.
Alright, fair enough. I think I'm gonna skip over Decker and Drongo for now. We'll come back to them if you guys want to actually do the off meta ones. But we'll stick to stuff that's played more consistently. Feng Mao. What do we think about Feng Mao in the offlane right now?
Tier 1.
Joe.
Tier 1.
So
Dang,
that's
quick.
why I saw the saying crunch was tier 2 is because when I think of tier 1, I think just the absolute most disgusting, uninteractable heroes. I think when I think of tier 1, I think of heroes that are just not fun to interact with, or they're just you can't interact with them. Like imagine, like think about the amount of times Fame out split pushing and you just never catch him. He goes Pain Weaver, Armbies, and just spam move speed out there. And he also interclear waves, he also interclear jungle, and he also just one shots people at 3 items. It's like he does a lot of disgusting stuff that not other heroes can do. That's why I was kind of thinking of tier 1, but and crunch tier 2, but that's just my opinion, right?
That's a valid
Yeah,
opinion.
I personally I don't think he's like an S tier solo laner. I think he's like A, maybe a high B. Like he's obviously really strong, but like if you are in a game where you're not able to split push, the character is beyond useless.
You don't always have to split push. You can literally just roam and just insta clear the back line.
Hold
There's so
up.
many options you
And
can do with
I
him.
feel like your team comp has to be so specific though to make that work.
You can also say that for other heroes too. You can't always go
I
punch
well, and
offlane mode.
I know that's
Yeah.
kind of the issue with doing
I'm
it
not
like a
saying
one
disagree
lane
with you.
tier
I'm just
list.
want to challenge on some points a little bit.
No,
With
I
new
understand.
topics.
I understand.
Honestly, Pinzo, this is you right now.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
What are you going on about, bro? What the?
About which part? Which part?
About all of it. About all of it. Talk to me about it.
Are you saying Feng Mao is S tier?
Oh
Gratty?
no, but I'm saying this is time for Joey has spoken. He's ready to throw hands. So I want to hear
No,
the hands get thrown.
There's a reason why I think Fame Mao is one of the most one-trick keywords in high elo. It's and for solo queue purposes. He's just beyond disgusting in the right hands.
That's another thing. We're talking solo queue over competitive.
Yeah,
another thing?
I kind of assume we're
Yeah.
talking about solo queue, right?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Okay.
We could talk about it, however, but yeah, I would say solo queue is
think
probably the way
casual,
that
yeah.
people play the most right now, or just casually in general. So we
I
can
don't
stick to
Ah.
that for our tier list.
I would
Yeah.
say he's tier 2. I would say B.
Honestly, I can't even vote because I don't play this character, but I do play him a lot.
I think that his laning phase just really gets kind of cucked quite a bit in a lot of matchups. I feel like you can't really walk up and clear the wave as fast, like unless you have Mind Racer. But even if you have Mind Racer, if you're like against a crunch, you have Mind Racer, you're trying to clear the wave. He's gonna chase you with augmentation and double dash, and he's gonna kill you. Like you're not gonna be able to walk up and clear the wave and roam. You're gonna have to catch it on the tower, and then when you're catching it on the tower, crunch, for example, can go in and take your enemy jungle or your jungle rather.
I will say I
So
have a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lover.
I think he has some pretty unplayable matchup like Brux and Crunch and stuff like that.
Steel.
Severog, even when he gets Fire Blossom or even when he gets Brimstone, you kind of can't trade that well into Sev anymore.
And that's also kind of what I mean by uninteractable. Even in bad matchups, you literally get Mind Racer, you instantly clear wave and just do whatever you want.
But you like in bad matchup, if you have Mind Research, you can't insta clear the wave. Because if you step up to try to insta clear the wave, they will like hard trade you.
Like
Especially if
Crunch
it's
just kills you if you step into
yeah,
the wave.
Yeah, but I mean, you won't walk up to a wave that's at his tower. If he's facing the wave at his tower, you literally can just go invade and still cancel really fast. Or just go one
If
bounce.
the wave is mid, Crunch kills you. If the wave's clashing middle of the lane, Crunch kills you if you step into it to Mind Razor it.
I agree.
Yeah,
I would say you
I
could
don't,
play the
I
ledge.
have that. I don't think I have that happen to me personally. It really depends. I think on the player, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
probably.
it's like Fame Mao is like that kind of character that you really don't take advantage of if you know exactly what you're doing. So maybe that just kind of
I
lives
do
on
think
by
Fang
his
Mao is one of the
story.
more skillful solo laners. Like the more time you put into him, I do think that like there is a big gap between good and bad offlane for Fang Mao.
Yeah, that's fair. I may be biased. I do realize that.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I think if you play it correctly, like it does get to the point where you don't get to interact with some of the matchups, but yeah, like what Joey said, you don't have to interact. And then if people pressure you, you can play the elevation, right? You could play the staircase, like the ledge by your turret. You could play the ledge over by Cyan buff. Like you actually have that advantage over most characters in the offlane because they don't actually have jumps, right? So just
Yeah,
just interesting
I just
perspective.
think he has too many losing matchups to be tier 1 in the mid. Like mid of the laning, like after 6.
That's valid. I mean, so where would we
I'm gonna say tier 2.
tier 2? Labra, what do you say?
I'll say tier 2.
Tier 2. Tekken, Asornos. Asornos, you see you don't have a vote. Tekken, what do you vote?
Tier 2.
Alright. So we got 3 for tier 2. Looks like Fangman's going in tier 2. Alright, moving on to Greystone. That's an interesting one because I don't see Greystone a lot. So what do you guys think about Greystone?
S tier.
Tier 1.
I'm
Interesting.
actually with him
I
on this.
say-
It's,
I think Greystone's fucking broken.
he's actually like, so here's the thing. Like a lot of you guys are saying Crunch just wins any matchup, like post 6, but Greystone actually can just beat him straight up.
No.
No, like
Okay, I don't.
with the
Okay,
no,
okay,
no,
okay,
No, I
okay,
wouldn't
okay.
agree with
Okay,
that.
no,
way.
but like, I'm
Okay,
no,
okay.
I'm not capping. Literally, like if
I
we
would
have to,
say I think the more
Let
correct way to
let him
word
finish,
it
Pinso.
is
Let
that
him finish.
Greystone doesn't lose any matchups.
Pinso, let him finish.
as long
Sorry,
as you have,
sorry.
so like a part of it is just like itemization. I found that when I'm going Titan Squares, Fire Blossom, Basilisk, and offlane against Crunch, once I get Fire Blossom, Basilisk online, it's just Crunch. I'm too bulky for Crunch to actually kill me, but I'm actually still outputting so much DPS, especially with the ultimate. Ultimate is just a huge bait tool, or rather, it's a huge resource like bar. Imagine like you're going against Greystone, you can imagine him with 1.56 of his health bar, right? Like, and that's just a huge advantage in terms of like health. As long as you're DPSing enough damage with your in combination with your ultimate, you just can't lose all ends as against like the Crunch.
I don't agree with that because I think if you have 2 items at Greystone, if Crunch has Augmentation Draconium, and if he's smart, he uses his third ability on Q, so he gets the true damage and extra healing. And I just don't think you can kill Crunch if you have those items. You have no anti-healing, and he has 2 items, and he's just gonna heal up all your damage, I think. My opinion.
Do you really think that Aug Draconum is the best thing to build as Crunch into Greystone?
Yeah.
Wait, so my question, are you Greystones not building Tainted Blade versus Crunch? Serious question. I think it's pretty good in the Crunch.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you're too squishy if you do that.
no, I don't think it gives
Yeah.
you enough.
What
I
are you
love that
guys
item.
buying? Yeah, I think Tainted Blade's pretty slept on, but what do you guys think?
I'm personally an Overlord enjoyer on Greystone. I know that Joey is a Fire Blossom enjoyer, but I
Well,
still
like,
like the
so
Overlord.
it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, when you do Overload, you get that wave clear only if you hit the wave with it, right? But like with Fire Blossom, it naturally just clears the wave with you, so you can
Are
focus all your E.
you leveling Q or E first? What are you maxing?
If I'm doing Fire Blossom Grace, so I max Q first.
Okay, I'm an E maxer.
I go back and forth. It really depends how I'm feeling the mood and the
Well,
matchup.
and it's because I'm an Overlord enjoyer. With the E, it's if you're going Overlord, maxing E is kind of nuts.
Fair enough. Oh, my question though to you, Benzo. What is Overlord doing for you in any matchups really? Because I think
Lets you
it's a
steal
little.
jungle camps.
So you're playing for the jungle steal, you're not playing to actually play the lane out.
Well, again, Greystone. By the time you have an item online on Greystone, no solo laner is gonna 100 to 0 you. Like you don't die. So you just full clear wave and walk into the enemy jungle.
Yeah, but okay, you're assuming that they're just gonna let you walk in uncontested, and I feel like that's not
What
gonna
are they
happen a
gonna?
lot of
They
the
have a
time.
I mean,
wave to clear. If they want to contest me, they got to drop creeps.
I mean, Greystone goes in that category of he's just a pest because of his
What's he? What
lead.
are they gonna
He
do?
just
Kill me? I mean, like.
like it's like you can. It's really hard to punish a Greystone. Like Gorks is evading. That's so easy to punish, obviously, right? And to agree, Crunch because you can block his on beat. But for Greystone, he literally just jumps over you. You chase him. He uses ult. He just stalls so much to where he just gets away with it, right?
So you're telling me every Greystone matchup, once you have Overload online, you walk up to the wave, no matter what the wave state is, no matter who you're laning against, insta clear, walk into enemy jungle every time?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, I'm obviously not literally every time, but I'm gonna say like 80% of the time. Yeah, that's my exact game plan.
I think that Greystone's early game wave, like he plays in the lane, is too bad to be tier 1. I think he's tier 1 in jungle. I think Greystone is tier 1 in jungle. Because he's really good late game, Greystone, I think. I think just he has a bit hard time like surviving or playing even versus like the top tier 1s. So I would put him in tier 2.
Does he though?
I think so, yeah.
If he gets his E train pound is actually really strong. Like it outstrays the Crunch QE from my
No, but
experience.
if you're Crunch, you just like you do a rotation of combo and then you walk away. You don't let him
Yeah, I mean
outfight
that's
you.
why you just also back up. If the Crunch wants to try trade you at your range minions, you can go back on him. By the time he walks away, you didn't like walk too far forward from the minions too.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the situation, like how the lane's
Yeah.
looking. But I would say, I would say if the Crunch and the Greystone is equally good, I think the Crunch wins.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
the Grux wins, for example.
yeah, no, for sure. Some offlanes like Crunch have that huge advantage early,
Yeah.
but for me, like what I said back a little bit ago, is I really value consistency, and Greystone is always just a really good hero mid to late game, and Crunch can like fall off and just get shut down in team fights really hard. So that I think that's what I'm looking at a lot too. Is like maybe it's stalemate or Crunch has upper edge early, but then mid to late game rolls around, Greystone can just do a lot more against in those team fights.
Well, and like
Yeah,
even in
but
lane, to be honest, I'm more scared of Grux than I am Crunch if I'm playing Greystone.
I guess you guys haven't played against good enough Crunch yet.
No, I play against thick
You
and
up right
smudge.
now,
I
Lobber.
played plenty of matches. Trust.
To be honest, I queue at weird times. There's a chance that I have just only played against bad offlaners when I play Greystone. Like I'll say that, but I feel like that character is just overtuned. Like I just feel like he's so hard to kill that he just will all, and he just 1v1s every carry in the game late game, and even his laning phase, like the first 5 levels are kind of tough sometimes, but I just think that character's nuts.
There's also a consideration that this hero is just really easy to play.
Also that.
That's
Yeah, I
true.
might
Yeah.
just be bad, and that's the most complex hero that I can play, that's fine too.
Yeah. Yeah, Greystone is actually, it's really simple to play Greystone. So I guess like your mistakes while playing Greystone are minimal. So you're hard to punish.
What are you gonna mess up on Greystone, right?
Yeah. You're gonna miss your
An
auto
eye.
attacks. Forget the press
As long as
Q,
you
I think.
press R in a fight, you're
Yeah.
good to go.
Basically that, yeah.
I'll try to get to y'all's questions here in a bit. But so that's good discussion. I'm glad that you guys had a disagreement because it does open very good discussion on the character. But what are we gonna go to? Because it sounds like Joey, Pinzo both think tier 1. Lobber thinks tier 2. Stornos, Tekken, what are we thinking?
I do not like this character. I would say tier 2.
Do you not like him, or do you think he's bad?
I have both, but I mean, I don't think he's bad. Wait, no, I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's tier 1 worthy though.
Okay.
In the offlane, it's just whenever I fight a Greystone as a Crunch, as a Grux, as a Xeris, I just feel like I can. It's in my hands, really. If I die, it's really all on me. I don't know. I feel like I can escape him pretty easily. A lot of Greystones like to hold their ult at the last second and then just free reign for me to CC them to death and kill them. That's just a random thing I just thought of.
Those are bad Greystones.
Yeah.
Valid.
I don't fight much good Greystones. It's hard to think of a good Greystone because he's a very simple character.
Well, that's the thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I don't know, someone who's good at the offlane playing Greystone. I don't think I fought much people on Greystone, so I don't really have like a good opinion on that.
Valid. Tekken, what do you think? You're our tiebreaker.
Oh my
Tekken fell
god,
asleep.
why it gotta be me? Like Greystone to me, like
Hey man, this is your honest vote. This is your honest vote.
I never play against a Greystone. Like if I'm in crunch, and I'm going against a Greystone, it's an easy win for me in the mid and early game. But
Mm-hmm.
in the end game, I just ignore him. Or if he's chasing at the like my ADC, I just peel for my ADC easily.
So where would you put
And
him in
then
tier
let
2?
fuck. I
Com-
say to be honest, I say tier 2.
All right, tier 2 it is.
Outvoted. Unfortunate.
Are we
As
sorting it
heated
like
discussion.
Greystone over Feng Mao or anything like
No,
that?
no,
Or...
no.
Okay.
I
No,
don't
no,
think
no.
so.
We don't gotta do. We don't
That's
gotta do
too
it.
in
Yeah,
too depth. Yeah.
yeah,
That's too hard.
Because we could talk about this all day long. Let's try not to talk about it
Mhm.
for Let's not try to drag it out for too long. Next, Grux. Where are we putting Grux? I know we have some
Oh my
Grux
god.
enjoyers.
Personal opinion, I would put him tier 4, but we're talking about average players, so he's probably tier 3 at the very least.
Grux is
Tier
very pub stocky.
4. Interesting.
I was also gonna say tier 4.
Holy moly, we have Grux
Because
haters.
Grux. No,
He's matchup dependent.
it's not that. It's just like Grux is supposed to be a juggernaut character, but he never plays like one. Oh, he plays like a 5 like Crunch, and it's
Try to
just
play Grux after 20 minutes and then tell me what happens.
try to play Grux in the
Easy.
early lane phase. It's like it's so easy to play around Grux in the lane phase, but it's only if you know if you're experienced in that player. That's just what I mean. Grux is just a problematic character where he's just someone that is super strong in lower elos, and higher elos people learn how to play around him, and then he just can't play the game.
Well, you guys know once you hear this, you know what's about to happen. Oh Lord, Gruxin. You already know what's going on in the offlane. You hear that? So,
Sure.
but we don't
True.
have. We have no. Dude, we're putting Grux down in tier 4. We're really about to
I
do
want to
him
hear
like
what
that.
Astronaut has to
Well,
say.
I say tier 3, but in my head tier 4. But we're talking about more average players, so that's why I'm saying tier 3 at the very least.
I'd be happy with either of those.
Oh,
Stornos, Tekken, what do y'all think?
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Grux,
Oh my god. Go ahead,
like
Tekken.
Grux is like the best offlaner, to be honest. To be
Yeah, I put him in tier
Come
1.
on.
I put him in tier 1.
Yeah, I put him in tier 1 as well.
Yeah.
Wait, why? Wait,
You,
explain.
you gotta know how to play him correctly. It's easy. Like if the enemy's pushing up, you easily go E and then RMB and then back up. You got a good trade right there.
Yeah.
And once he like comes up to you and try to auto attack you, you just beat him up
Oh Lord,
because you're passive.
But it's
Oh,
so easy
man.
to never fight Grux though.
Grux is also really good to set up ganks. It's a good CC for like enemy for your Richter to come in to land a hook for Rampage to land his rock on your CC, for example.
Sounds like there's a lot of heat about this one. Even chat's going crazy over this one. The fact that you guys don't think he's a tier 1, that's what it looks like.
I don't think he's tier 1.
I think he's tier 3 at the highest.
I think it's tier 1.
I think it's
Okay,
I really don't
Astronauts,
think it's tier 1.
you're like a Grux main, right? So I want to hear your.
Oh wait, we have a Grux 1 trick in the call? Wait, yeah,
Yep.
bro, spill the
Mate.
beans.
That's me. Man, I think about this often. Where would I put Grux? And some days I do really well, and I'm like, yeah, he's S tier. And then some days I get shit on, and I'm like, nope, I don't like him anymore. It's a love-hate relationship with this character. But I honestly, I think he's tier 2. If I'm being real here, I don't think he has some winning matchups, of course. But like a good crunch knows not to fight a Grux when his ultimate's up, for example, right? Why would you fight a Grux? When his ult's up, just run away when he uses it, right? I don't know. I say tier 2.
What other characters win over him other than Crunch?
Steel,
Get Steel. I'm looking at the list. Steel.
Zeris.
Zeris early, but no. Zeris
Yeah,
early.
yeah.
No,
Service,
no.
you have to respect the early game from Service and you're fine.
If you respect the early game, you just outscale him and you kill him.
Yeah.
It's kind of unorthodox, but ranged offlane in the Grux is like terrible. I really hate my life when I'm doing that. I know not many people play ranged offlane, and you shouldn't. But if you do, and you see a Grux on your enemy team, you're gonna have a decent
I
time.
mean, there's a reason why Grux really hates winning matchups. It's just the fact that he can't do anything when people kite him out.
Same thing with the crunch. They just dash away. He can't do anything.
Yeah, no,
Any
like, and that's what I
ability.
mean. It's like there's so many ways you can just get away from like Grux. You literally just stun and walk away, and he just can't catch up back to you. It's
I
like
mean,
one of
Bang
the
Mao
only
and Greystone
offlanes,
both do the same thing, right?
like Grace, like when you say the same issue happens, Greystone.
They just walk. They just literally just use a movement ability, and now what does Grux do?
Sit there.
Waddle at them. I mean, right? Like,
Yeah.
And I mean, for sure, Grux does have that huge pressure in lane. Like, I mean, against the Sev, like, in realistic terms, Sev should never dive to Grux because he has 3 abilities to push the Grux away. The thing that gets tricky is like the fact that Grux can have a really good control of the wave to zone the Sevog out and deny him his stacks, right?
Mhm.
So it's just really volatile when you talk about Grux as well. He's so easy to play around, but it also gotta respect him in lane, right?
It's also really easy gank.
Yeah,
Really
and that's a
easy.
big thing too. Like for me, I keep saying that I fight consistent heroes. Grux is just very inconsistent. If a jungler decides to look at your lane, you cannot play Grux off lane. If you get free control of your lane, then yeah, he's gonna feel really good. But most of the times, people will punish you for it.
You can see that with any character though.
Yeah, no, like that's, but like a lot of heroes, like for example, like the Sailors of Fame out, they can steal like Sevod, like people can go gank them, but then they can get out of it. But Grux just cannot, right? It's like very limiting options when you do get gank.
You telling me whenever you're getting ganked, you're not gonna hit him with one of these?
Yeah, get out of my fucking lane, bitch.
You hit him with the 1v2 special? That's the
You
Grux
do that,
specialty.
then you just die. You just die as Grux.
I've
If you
seen
can
it.
like, if your army vamp if you can get the army vamp, he can 1v2. The issue is there's so many ways you can interrupt with, just CC or just kind him out from his ultimate. Like that's what I mean. He's only feels like a juggernaut when he's actually attacking people, right? Which sounds silly, but like there's just so many ways you can stop the Grux attacking you, and then his army fam goes away, and now he's actually pretty squishy, right?
I mean, hey, that's a fair point. Alright, so it looks like all in all, we're mixed opinions. I heard 2 tier 1s, 2 tier 3s. Astornos, I guess you're just gonna be the tiebreaker. Where are we going? Are we going tier 1, tier 2, tier 3? Where are we going?
Oh wait, you said 2 tier 1s, 2 tier 3s.
Yeah, so if you go tier 2, we're probably gonna have to meet in the middle. If you go tier 1, we're going tier 1. If you go tier 3, we're going tier 3.
If I'm honest, I don't think he's a tier. I mean, I don't think he's a tier 1. Definitely not a tier 4. I would be happy with 2 or 3, honestly.
You gotta pick. You gotta make the
I
decision.
know.
This
Thinking
is
out
on
loud
you.
here. I know we're not sorting it by left and right, but I would say like a lower tier 2.
All
So
right.
tier 2.
You gotta live with this decision, so you gotta make sure it's a good one. This is something you gotta
Yeah.
live with. All right. I don't know. How do you guys feel about Kalari? Should we do Kalari? Thoughts?
yes.
Yeah.
She can
Okay.
offlane.
Sure. Okay. Where are we putting Kalari then?
If
You
you
gotta
want
do Chimera
Shika,
then.
tier 1. If you don't want Shika, tier 5. That's the easiest way to say it.
So you're saying if you're Jan, it's a tier 1. If you're not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
If you
okay.
can play Kalari
If
offlane,
you're
it's good.
F6, it's probably tier 4, tier 5.
Oh,
Whoa.
damn. Okay. All right, but in
Favorite-
general though, what are we guys thinking? Just in general, Kalari offline.
Average show? I mean, it's tier 5 for average show. Shikari literally, you can only play offlane if you want Shika or just extremely good with her,
I think she's
right?
better than Countess in
I was
offlane.
gonna say she's not
Nah.
Countess level. I think she's a tier 4.
No, Countless is
4?
fine, guys. Come on. But I
Are we-
mean,
I don't
like,
know.
you guys did put my girl in tier 5, so I guess, yeah.
Are we
Probably
tier
would be
4? Are we
tier
tier
4.
5? Kalari's
I
tier
say
4?
4.
I would rather have a Kalari solo on my team than a Countess solo.
No way, dude.
That's a tough
Yeah.
one.
100%.
Hey, that's a tough
I
one.
think
I'm
tier
gonna say.
4. I think tier 4.
Tier 4? Okay. Looks
We're
like
gonna
we're
do Chimera if we're doing Kalari.
all right, fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah,
want to
yeah.
do Kai? Where are we putting Chimera in the offlane?
Wait.
Oh no.
What are we thinking?
Personally, I
Tier
think
5.
Chimera is kind of like a feast or famine kind of offlaner. I would say, but I think he's easier to play and better to play than Kalari Countess. Like he has winning matchups early, and if the enemy doesn't respect you, you can kind of like just run people down. I would put him in tier 3.
Tier
3.
3.
Literally doesn't have a passive. Like,
No, you just hit the enemy.
Yeah,
He's
just
the ultimate
W key
W
forehead.
key warrior.
Yeah.
Then you're against a Grux who just wins.
I
Right?
said he has a few winning matchup. That's why I put him in tier 3. I didn't put him in tier 2 or tier 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, Astornus. Come on, man.
Yeah, come on,
Come
Astornus. I know
on,
your
man.
Grux
Come
main
on.
can't handle that much information, but
I
come
always
on.
go against Chimera as a Grux or a Xeris, so I
Yeah,
really
I mean,
don't
yeah,
think
he doesn't win versus those matchups.
Okay.
I would put him in tier 4.
Tier 4. Lover said tier 3. What are the other
I'm
votes?
borderline saying tier 5, but I think realistically, I
Damn.
feel like he has a couple of matchups that he wins hard enough to make him tier 4.
All right, you
Are we
guys.
assuming the average player can do the Kai Offlane? In the sense of like they don't Giga mess up their wave and actually just lose off of that?
Assuming a player who understands like the waves and when to trade with Chimera.
I
I
think we
guess.
should just say in general though, because that's what we've done for Countess
Yeah,
Clary.
in
We should
general, yeah.
keep in general what we think.
Like if I have a gold solo laner on my team, I don't want them playing Kai. Like that's a tier 5.
So
I
Kai,
think
you
I
want him
mean,
tier
yeah, but if
5.
they are against a gold offlaner, they can beat a bunch of gold offlaners. Like, I don't think we can go on elo because I like. Let's be honest, casual matchmaking is terrible. Like, a lot of the
True.
times you get like 1,500 plus different MMR, and it's just horrible, right? So, but I think if they're both on the same level, I think Kai is tier 3, in my opinion.
It do be rough out there in the matchmaking streets, so I agree with that. But so I'm hearing tier 3. I'm hearing tier 4. What are we thinking overall? Joey is starting us Tekken. Where are we going with Kai?
I say 4 personally.
That's 2 4s. Okay.
I say 3.
2 3s, 2 4s. Joey, where are you putting them?
I mean, I'm looking at this. I think if I want to choose someone to go Chimera, I'm gonna say Chimera. I think both are bad, but I think Kai will be 3.
So we're going tier 3 Chimera. Okay. All right.
Nuts.
Interesting decision where we land.
Just-
All right, we're not doing no fucking Narbash or no Muriel, none of that stuff.
Whoa,
Yeah.
hey, come on.
No. We'll come back to the off-meta ones if you guys really want to do. We'll go through all the regular ones first. I don't really see Rampage ever, so I'm not gonna include Rampage. Let's go to Richter. What do you think about Richter offlane?
Richter. He said Richter.
I think honestly, this might be controversial, but honestly, I think he could be tier 1.
Tier
I was gonna say tier
1.
2.
Yeah.
I think he's really good.
I think it's really up there. I agree. I don't understand why they removed him recommend for offlane. I'll say that. Like I saw that the other day, and that's why I made a video on this because I think he's seriously really good in the right hands. Like maybe that's the issue. Is like I think Victor offlane is just that pick. Well, it really challenged your knowledge on just wave management and just matchups. Because
Yeah.
if you don't have either, then yeah, you can. It'd probably be pretty hard to play Victor. Just he's a tank, but he's also immobile and all that stuff. So.
I'd rather
I
just
can
have
see arguments to him go 3, but I think he's easily tier 2 with the experienced player.
I mean, I'd rather just have Richter in a different role. Honestly, I like him
I
better
think
in jungle.
solo lane is
support.
not his best role. Yeah.
Yeah, if I want a Richter, like if I see him in offlane, okay, well that's just unfortunate because you're putting the hook on an island essentially. Like you could have him in
He's a
support.
really nice counter pick. I'll
is.
say that.
You're playing Richter offlane for the later hooks. You're not playing it for the early picks, pretty much.
You can pick Richter to like counter these tier 1 offlaners, like Crunch, for example.
He's good
Crunch has a
against
really bad time against
He's
Richter.
really good at sales too, because he has
Yeah,
this poke.
really good against Feng Mao as well. Like,
Really good against.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
really good into these aggressive matches that relies
Yeah.
on quick trades and backing up, but Victor just stands still, eats up, and then like, yeah, give me
Yeah.
5 seconds, and then get my
And
passive
you
back.
Crunch, you're trying to traverse him, and then you get silence just when you're gonna use your ability, and then he just hooks you, and then he just
And you
walks
get-
away. And it's just so annoying.
All right, so where are we gonna throw Richter? I heard some tier 1. I heard some tier 2.
Tier 1 is just so fucking boring, honestly. That's the only reason I don't play him.
I would agree with that, to be honest.
Tier 1 but boring is what you think, Pizzo?
Boring in the offlane, fun in other roles.
Okay, so I get that. So am I hearing 2 tier 1s from you guys?
That's my opinion, at least.
All right, Astornos, Joey, Tekken, where are we landing with Richter here? We got 2 tier 1s already.
With the way this list is set up, like he counters crunch, but I feel hesitant to put him in one. I don't know.
So where are you putting him?
I want to say two. I'm curious what Joe thinks since he likes it.
Again, it's hard for me. I'm trying to think both perspectives, right? Like for me, I think I can usually see him like T1, right? Especially with how this tier list is being set up so far. But that's just really. I guess the question is how experienced are we expecting this player to be? Like the same experience level player on the Crunch versus Victor, they can probably make more do with Crunch than Victor in my head, right? I think Victor is just a more high skill kind of hero, especially like as you transition like to mid to late game and you play that front line, right? So I think he's tier two if I want to consider more like a wider range of players experience.
Okay. So you said tier 2? Tekken, you're the tiebreaker.
I say tier 2.
Alright, Victor's going tier 2. Alright, what do you guys think about Sereth? You want to cover Sereth? Thoughts?
She's sort of. I mean, if you're covering Collide, then you might as well do Sarah's, right?
I do see some
Yeah.
Sereth here and there.
Sure.
What do you guys think? Where's she going?
I don't play her, so I'm passing on this one.
I would say like tier 4.
Again, rather than her than a Countess.
Pretty much. I mean, like same tier
Yeah.
as Kalari. Like you have some kill potential in lane, but like I don't know. Like you don't do much really.
I
You just
think
become
she's-
Sareth at 25 minutes,
she's
and then
much
you're
able
in
to
the
play
fight.
in lane is the big thing. Like she's actually pretty hard to kill with her E, and then her Q just dodge a lot of abilities in CC.
Mhm.
But like the biggest issue with Sarah is her passive just non-functional. Like all these offlaners
Yeah.
have passives to work around, but not
Yeah.
Sarah. That's like literally the only thing holding her back to actually be
If
a
she
really
had
good
like
offlaner.
if she had a workable passive that could like help her in trades, she could probably be better. But she doesn't really trade well early on, so it's
Well,
hard
she
to
doesn't
like.
do any damage early on.
Yeah.
You almost play her like the scaling matchup. So whenever
Yeah.
I do Sarah's offlane, I almost do like Bones off first, just because it gives you all that HP to get through the lane phase and scales nicely as the game goes on. So you do like Bones off Stonebreaker. That's a pretty juicy two items on her to start weighing down people a little bit. Not your opponent. I think killing your opponent can be hard depending on the matchup, especially. But when it comes to like killing mages or ADCs at two items, you have no problem doing that at all with her. So you
Yeah, I
almost
mean
play her either split. You always play either split push or you play her more like dive backline.
yeah, you're if you're playing Sareth, your goal isn't really to solo the other solo laner. Like that just isn't really what's gonna happen, you know.
So it sounds like we're aiming at tier 4 for Sereth. Does that sound accurate?
That's my vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, I got
Yeah, I'm
3
fine with that
yes
too.
and 4
I'm fine
yes.
with that.
Alright, perfect. Moving on to Sevarog, Lobber. I better hear
Oh, boy.
some good Sevarog talk from you, big dog.
So
So
I uh,
I guess one thing I think it's good to like answer before you do this thing. How do you feel about Sevok after the changes and let that translate to where you think he's at right now?
I think the changes makes your level 1 trade a bit better, but overall your scaling is a bit weaker, and your like scaling in the lane is also weaker, so you don't get as strong in the lane. I personally think he's tier 2. I think before the changes he was tier 1, like by a mile. He was like so fucking oppressive. Now I think he's tier 2. I think there's a lot of heroes that can punish you and can stop you from stacking. I think a smart player will hold the lane against you and you won't get any stacks. Uh, if you like play against another tank, he's really good, but he has a lot of losing matchups that I can't justify him putting him on tier 1. So in my opinion, it's tier 2.
Okay,
I would have said tier 3 for the same reasons. I just think he loses too many matchups.
so I'm hearing tier 2, I'm hearing tier 3. What other opinions we got?
I mean, if you die as Sevarog, you really gotta like apologize to like your entire team, you know?
That's why I always think he's just disgusting because he's very tanky, but also just so hard to lock down. Like you might as well not gank him offlane unless he's like 1 HP.
What do you think,
Mhm.
Tekken? Where would you put
Yeah.
Sevarog? How do you think he is? You think he's strong? Not strong?
Like it depends, to be honest. Like it's all about outplay. If you want to get a guaranteed kill, like you gotta stay behind the tower at least, and you make sure the enemy is like close enough at by the tower. You just ult them towards the tower, and then you free kill them. And that's it. But overall, if he freezes the lane, you're just kind of screwed. So I say tier 2.
Tier two? Okay, I'm hearing more tier twos. Joey Astornis, did you guys have a take on the Sev?
Mhm.
I also think it's tier 2.
Alright, that's three tier twos. You can still give your input if you want to, Astornos. He's going tier two, but what do you think?
I used to play Seb a lot back before the changes. Back when Mutilator was good on him.
Hell yeah, brother.
That was a fun time.
That was good.
But yeah, I'd say tier 2. Playing against him as a Grux player and a Zera's player, it's just you own the lane, but eventually you just can't kill him. And then that's your point. Okay, I just gotta rotate out now. But yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
tier 2.
Valid, valid. Alright, so it looks like it was almost a unanimous tier two. I think there's only one. Pinzo was tier three, I think. It's only,
I said tier 3.
yeah, only dissenting opinion there. Almost unanimous tier two. That's interesting.
Just because Pinso can't hit his E's. That's the only reason.
I just feel like I'm never, if I see a Sev as the enemy offlaner, I'm never worried.
That's because you don't see
Mhm.
lava on the other side. That's why.
Oh, when I see Lobber Sev, I'm like, all right, yeah, game over, GG.
There
They
you go.
can FF whenever they want.
So, Lobber, Sev S tier, SS tier, and then all other Sevs tier two. Okay, I got it. All right, Shimby, where are we putting Shimby?
This character,
Tier
God.
6.
I hate this character.
What do we think about Shimby? I hate playing against Shimby. I feel like Shimby's such a coward character for the offlane, but what do you guys think?
Yes, she is good though. I do think she's good.
I think she's tier 3.
Tier
in my
three?
I was
opinion.
gonna say,
Yeah.
she's like, okay.
Yeah, I'd say tier 3 as well.
It's
I hate
it's
that
kind of like
character.
she saw the split pushing scaling kind of killed. But when I think of like the thing is like when you compare to other heroes like Fei Mao, she kind of pales in comparison in a lot of areas. I think it just really depends on like team comp a lot of times when you want to pick Shinbi. If you need more magical power or if you really only want to split push ever, then maybe Shinbi fits that bill, right? But I
Yeah.
think ever since they toned down her Q, it's just like she's a lot more punchable in lane, and then players can take advantage of that and get free lane.
I'm happy with tier 3.
Yeah, I agree with Joey.
Tier
Tier
three?
3.
Okay. Tekken, did you want to give your input on Shimby offlane, Tekken?
Bro, just put her on a tier 3.
Go next.
Oh, he don't even want to talk about it. He said fuck Shimby. Alright. Now we're on to Steel Boys. What do we think about Steel?
Tier 1.
Tier 1.
Tier 1. S plus. Tier 0.
What a
Top
piece
of
of
the
Can't
tier
lose.
list.
shit. I
You just can't
hate
Best
it.
solo laner.
Yeah, he's tier
Dude,
one. That's
I
what we
feel
think.
like when I'm playing against Steel, I would get R&B'd all the time, and I can't play the lane. When I'm playing Steel, I miss my fucking R&B
I was
all the
watching that.
time.
I was
I-
watching
I
My
that.
saw-
God.
Oh, yeah,
was-
bro. That's a skill
You're-
issue.
you're-
Skill issue.
To be fair, it's a long day. It's a long day.
True, he's like, I was
Alright.
working 2 jobs, man. I'm tired. I can't hit my right clicks. Fuck this character.
The character's broken.
Does anyone disagree? Like, do you think he's
No,
worse?
I don't. How
Alright.
could you disagree?
It sounds like just you pretty much damn near unanimous Steel tier 1. We got Crunch and
Even
Steel
if
tier
you
1.
even if you don't get CS, you have 3 stuns. Like, you are
You
always
can't lose.
impactful.
You can't die. You can't lose trades. You have too much damage. You have too much HP. You have too much shielding. Like this character, it's bonkers, man.
So out of curiosity, this is just like more conversation talk, because I did some kind of issue I had with some of the tanks in the game. What do you think Steel would fail if he doesn't have like the Q and have a different ability? So he's actually a lot more immobile as his tank.
What would his Q be instead? Like, what would you
Like I
replace
don't
it
know,
with?
like it's just like because like I guess what I'm getting at is like kind of the problem I have with like Steel and Sevok is in my head when I look at other MOBAs, like tanks are traditionally like the more immobile, very durable frontliners, right? You don't imagine a tank flying around the map and having all these mobility options,
True.
right?
Mhm.
But
Well,
then like Steel and Sevok just exists and
Let's say that Steel's Q is like he gets like really hot and deals damage around him. Would he be as
Another
good?
Fire Blossom.
he would be
Kinda.
just as good, in my opinion.
That's just Richter, no?
He just
It's like
No,
becomes
way
a
you
killer.
can hook. You can't hook.
What
it's,
about the hook?
You know.
You just
I
have a
guess
worse
The
Richter.
the issue with Steel is that in Paragon initially, right, he was made to be a support, which is like that. Yeah, having that dash was almost necessary, right, with how slow the game was. Like, I think you could take the dash away, and as long as his Q still procs his passive, if he gets a Q that still procs his passive and gives him shield, I think he's just as strong.
I think he would be weaker because like gap closer is like it's really annoying when you're playing against Steve. He auto R&B auto and then he Qs you back to safety, and you can't really trade against him. If he doesn't have the Q, maybe you can get some more trade in, which I think maybe could help you like deal with him a little bit better. So I think he would be like a bit worse without this gap closer.
So what do we think about? I mean, you guys keep talking about steel, steel, steel. What about like counter item options like Unbroken Will, for example?
Broken.
How do you think?
Unbroken.
And where do you think that rates him, considering things like that? Something that kind of just
Oh
counters him
no, he
entirely.
can't solo kill you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You're
let me
still
just
stunned.
escape.
What are you gonna do? Get away? I mean, you can't move for 4 seconds when he hits you. Like, I mean, it just doesn't matter.
All right, so even despite Unbroken Will, it doesn't change a damn thing, is what I'm hearing.
It makes
Unbroken Will
that
procs don't stack. That's the thing. Like, if he hits you with all of his abilities in 2 seconds, you only get 6 seconds of Unbroken Will instead of 12. Like that's not how it works.
Fair enough. All right, so Steel, you guys saying Steel's the king of the offlane right now, or what's up? Because we
You,
still got one more
Crunch.
person to talk about.
yeah.
I mean, I think it's like
I think our
I
next
think it-
dude's close.
I think
Yeah.
if you were looking for the one character that you could pick if you didn't know your lane opponent and you could pick him every match and not be worried, it would be Steel.
Yeah.
Easy first pick, yeah.
All right, champion of the offlane right now, number 1 draft pick, Steel. All right, last but not least, this one I bet here's some good discussion because I think this character's pretty strong. What do we think about
Twin
Xeris?
Blast. Oh.
Xeris,
Twin
no,
Blast.
no,
Tier
no,
one
yo,
easy.
yo, yo, chill, chill, chill. All right, what do we think about Xeris?
Bully. Oh god.
Yeah. W key.
So annoying to
warrior.
fight. It's really
Yeah.
fun to play. I'm gonna
When
say
his
I think it's tier
Q
1.
actually stuns people, he's really good.
Yeah. Sometimes it makes the noise, but it doesn't stun them.
I hate that,
True.
man.
I say
True.
tier 1. I'm gonna get that out of the way.
Yeah, I mean this character, I'm no offlaner, but this character seems pretty strong. He seems like a tier 1 from my perspective.
It is a tier
I would
one.
also say
He's
He's
tier
a tier
1.
1. Yeah.
it's
100%.
definitely like a Steve where you can blind pick him into
Yeah.
any matchup.
I
It's
agree.
just so good.
You do have to play it differently depending on your matchup, like Grux, Crunch, for example, right? But eventually,
But-
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
but-
I think you play it the same every matchup. You hold W and you R&B them.
I'm talking about
in that
like
lane.
after lane phase. Like you don't want to fight a Grux or a
Oh.
Crunch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think that's where people make the most mistakes is they don't
Mhm.
realize Saris is not supposed to be like the Crunch of Grux that can just turbo 1v1 mid to late game. He just
Yeah.
translate to more like that team fire, just dive the back line because your
Yeah.
combo can almost kill people on its own. Imagine you get any follow up with your cage and
I mean,
you
his
use
cage. Yeah.
anti-picks, yeah.
His
I
cage
mentioned-
is so strong. Like cage, and then you have like a Gideon ult or a Gadget ult or something like that.
I
I mean,
mentioned
even
it
like
earlier.
a RMB
Yeah.
lets you kill
Yeah.
someone. I mean,
I think he needs some. I mean, all in the tier 1s I think need tuning. They're pretty oppressive.
yeah.
Xeris just his ultimate. I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but his ultimate can counter some ultimates like Faye. If Faye throws down the ultimate at you, you just ult her and then you don't even get pulled. It's like it basically works as a cleanse, and that's a really cool skill to do with Xeris.
you can
And
do
you
it to
just-
Wraith ult too.
Yeah,
It's kind of nuts.
You can do it to anything because you're untargetable.
DC, I mean.
a lot of people like to just throw it down immediately, but you're just gonna get Faye ulted or Wraith ulted, for example. But if you are smart with it, you just kill the Faye. Like what's Faye gonna do after she ults and it doesn't do anything, right?
True, true. Yeah. So it looks like we have a pretty fleshed out offlane tier list. Very nice. I know we didn't have time to do the off or the more off meta characters. I'm sure people would have loved that. But for time's sake, yeah, there's no way we can go through all the rest of these characters after how long this took for us to go through these characters.
We can go through them without discussing them and just saying which tier.
I mean, if you guys think we can go through
Tier
that
5, tier 5, tier
quickly,
5.
I'm down. If we, yeah, we could
I
speed
think
run
we
it.
can do it pretty fast.
Yeah,
You
I
guys
think
think we
speedrun
can?
it.
All right, we'll try to speed run
Yeah,
it. All right,
speed run
Decker,
it.
Decker, where are we going?
Tier 1.
Tier
Three.
5.
How are we gonna
Hey,
speed run
hey,
this? I heard 3 different answers. What the fuck? 1, 3, 5. That's all
Dude,
over the
it's only-
place.
It's hard to kill. But...
We're not speed running shit. What do you mean?
Not able to kill Decker easy. Tier 1.
What the?
It should be like on a separate list.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can
Just-
just maybe
I
just
think
reset the
like,
list.
if we speedrun this, I think we have to go, like Appy said, go one by one, and we just all say our things.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Everybody has a vote. We're gonna go alphabetical order every single time, just because if
Yeah.
we don't, I'm gonna get lost. So Stornos, vote.
Yeah.
Stornos.
For Decker?
Yeah.
I'd say 4.
Joey.
3.
Lubber.
3.
Pinzo.
4.
Tegan.
Man, 1.
All right. We're going
Oh my
3.
god.
He said 1. He said 1. We're going 3 because it's higher than 4.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Drongo. Stornos.
Oh, 2. I mean, not 2, 4. My bad.
Joey.
4.
Lubber.
4.
All right. We're just gonna go 4. But Tekken and Stornos, you guys have a vote. I'll hear it.
1.
I hate you.
God, I hate
Or,
Tekken, man.
no, I said Pinzo. Sorry, Pinzo. You have a vote,
I would
Pinzo?
have said 5.
Okay, alright. 3, so it sounds like 4 is a good spot. We hate Tekken. Oh my god, I can't stand that guy. Alright, Gadget. Where's Gadget going to Stornos?
Oddly enough, I'd say 3.
Joey?
2.
Lobber?
3.
Pinzo?
2.
Alright. Tekken, where would you put Gadget?
5.
Yeah. I thought so.
Get outta here.
I hate Tekken, man.
Oh, wait,
Who
did,
is this guy?
wait, hold on. Did we say 3 or 2? I forgot. What was it? What was the vote? It was 3, right?
It was 3. It was
3?
3.
Okay, that's what I thought. Alright, Gideon. Stornos.
Skip me.
Okay, Joey?
4.
Lover?
5.
Pinzo?
5.
Alright, Tekken.
4.
Oh my god, Astornos, you have to break it. You're the final vote.
Oh my god.
You gotta
Five,
be
get him out of
5?
here.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, 5.
Howitzer. I'm not gonna say your names. You guys just say your numbers. Go ahead.
Howitzer. I'd say 3.
Joey.
3.
4.
3, 3, 4.
2.
2.
5.
Oh, we're going 3. We're going 3. My brain, too many numbers. Alright, Kira, where we going?
4.
4.
And Offlane. Not. Jesus Christ.
5.
Next character.
5.
5.
Oh, take a
2.
tiebreaker. Oh, okay, I guess it's going to 4. Alright.
Tekken's literally just
He's
an antagonist.
He's trolling.
What's wrong with
He's-
Kira?
He's a villain. He's the
Tekken's a
villain.
villain.
He's the villain of the offlane. All right, Bellica, where are we going?
Like 5.
5.
Damn.
5.
Damn. Okay. All right.
2.
2.
I think this character is good.
2.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, Morgash.
Wait.
Oh, where's Godteen? Where's Godteen?
Oh,
Godteen?
for
Morgash.
fuck's sake.
Oh,
What do you guys think
this
about
hero-
Morgash?
this-
Where's
this hero is
Morgash
an
going?
asshole.
I think Mori
uh,
stays off the tier list. Tier 6. Take her off.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Make a new tier list for fucking dog shit players.
Oh man, it sounds like Mori's
I
fucking
agree.
tier 1.
It's
Oh,
the
we put Mori
most
tier 1.
tilting fucking hero
Oh,
to play
shit.
against. It's probably, honestly, it's probably 1, but just the tilt factor, because you make your enemy team, enemy is rage quit.
All right, so you mentally win the game if you pick Morgash. That's
Yes.
tier 1. Mental CC is the strongest fucking form of CC.
You guys gotta wait
Holy.
till next Tuesday. Oh my god.
Holy.
You think
Oh, yeah,
Iggy's
Ray-
gonna
Ray-
fuck us?
Ray mentioned that. Ray told me to ask Joey where he thinks Iggy's going.
Oh god.
It's pained.
Going to
My
pain.
reaction.
Pain. All right, Murdoch, where are we going?
I'd say 4.
4.
I say 3.
2.
1.
Traps are annoying.
Oh my! All right, we're going to 3.
He's nuts,
going to
man.
3.
I
We're going
hate
to 3.
Murdoch Offlane.
We're going to
Best in
3.
me, money away. Easy.
Oh, you guys are gonna be ruining offlanes tomorrow, starting tomorrow. Muriel, where's Muriel going?
I hate this character. I'm saying 5.
3.
I'd say 5 if it's Mercy Muriel, probably like tier 6.
Oh shit!
Strays, man.
Holy.
Strays. I'm going 4.
Holy.
My guy's been building a fucking, what's it called, health item on her, like the tank Raymond.
Raymond.
And it's like every day he goes into someone's and says like, "Oh, what do you guys think about my tech? What do you guys think about my tech offlane Muriel with Raymond?" It's like, oh my god.
You haven't been watching my videos.
All right, so it sounds like we're going tier 4 or we're going tier 5. Where are we going?
Oh,
4.
5.
5? Wait, Stornus and Joey, what'd you guys say?
I said 5.
Okay,
I
so we're
said
going 5.
3.
We're going to 5.
Oh.
Okay. We got 3 votes for 5, and then a 3 and a 4. That Joey really wanted Muriel to be the number 3 or tier
She's
3.
global split pusher. Just saying.
She's playable.
I mean, there's a crunch, there's a Kalari.
We all know
There's
who's
grudge too.
we
I'm
know who's
assuming
waiting for Sun or for Wukong. Joey's waiting for Wukong, that's for sure.
Oh, tier 1, easy.
Um,
All right. Narbash, where are we going to Narbash?
Oh my god. Okay. I say honestly 5.
I'd say 4.
Okay.
I'll say 5.
Okay.
5.
All
He's
right.
fun.
Tegan?
5.
Oh, he actually said a real number this time. Okay, he didn't make something up. All right, phase Offlane. Oh God, please. Only
5.
Ooh.
5.
5.
5.
3.
Get her out.
Shut
6.
up.
You said
6,
3?
honestly.
Can we
Yeah, I
get this
say
guy to
3.
this call? Can I just kick him from
I
this
hate
Discord?
Tekken.
I
Who
hate this
invited
guy.
Who invited Tekken?
Yeah, who invited him? Fuck that guy. All right, Rampage. Where are we putting Rampage?
4.
4.
4.
4.
Okay.
3.
He has no passive.
Vaguely playable.
Revenant. Oh God, Revenant.
Oh,
5.
yes.
5.
5.
You could just do 5
5.
everyone but Twin Blast.
1.
Guys.
Yeah, of course you say 1. I knew he was gonna say 1. Literally the only
Of
person.
course.
All right, Faye, hide your. Let's make sure Akram's not here. Everybody check the chat. Make sure Ak's not here. Where are you putting Faye?
5.
5.
5.
Okay.
5.
All right.
2.
Let's do Twin Blast last.
Twin Blast. Wait, you want to do Twin Blast last? Really? Oh goodness. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
Sparrow. That better be a 5.
5.
5.
Yeah.
5. Yeah.
6.
All right.
Yeah.
Wraith.
5.
5.
5.
All right. Twin Blast. Where's Twin Blast going? Twin Blast offline.
Let Tekken go
Go
first.
to 1. Go to 1.
Yeah, there he is.
A 1?
Of course. Yeah, 1.
Astornos?
I think he's better of the ADCs in the offlane, so I'd say 4.
Okay.
If
I
you
think
go,
it's the bet. Oh, sorry, Joey.
If you go clinch class build with Pain Weaver Perforator, then yeah, tier 3 at least.
Tier 3
I'd
minimum.
say tier. Yeah, I think tier 3. I think it's best range.
I
Okay.
think he's the
Except for
best ranged
Mortgage.
offlaner.
Except for Mortgage, I think.
What was your vote, Pinzo?
3 or 2.
Well, Tekken said 1, and I got 3 threes, so I guess we gotta go with 3. All right. So there, we did our kind of speed run for our offlane tier list. This actually
That was pretty
went.
fast.
This went just about as I thought it would go. I'm trying to think. Is there anything? Grux? I actually thought you guys would put Grux in tier 1. I'm actually shocked about that one. I'm gonna be honest.
He's
And the
just
fact-
too easy to play around.
I'm
That's my
exactly
opinion.
where I'm at with that too.
I mean, that's a fair take. I was just surprised, and then the fact that what's it called? Greystone was tier 2. I actually thought he would go down to like tier 3 because I don't really see a whole lot of him. So I wasn't sure how strong he would
Because he's
be.
a snooze fest character. That's why.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If I'm drinking about the boys, Greystone's SS for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Diving him.
Well, hopefully you guys have a little bit more time left in your schedules for some questions from the viewers. I know I've been taking a lot of your time. This actually went, I think it's the longest episode so far. So if any of you guys need to dip, feel free. But I'm gonna try to get a few questions from chat, and then we can say our farewells after that. If that's cool with you guys.
I got all night.
I got time.
Okay. Cool.
I have
Cool.
time.
All right.
When I got time.
Sounds good.
Tekken's gotta go to bed soon, though.
Yeah,
I think.
Tekken, you need to go to sleep.
He's
You need to go take a
he's
nap.
been up for like 2 hours already.
I'm on bed right now. What are you talking about?
Oh no!
He's
Hey.
been in bed the whole time.
All right.
Can you prove it?
Yeah, face cam.
No, I'm good.
Will you post full episode? Yeah, post all the full episodes. Have each of these guests face each other in the offlane, and if yes, who? Have you guys played each other? And if so, who have you played?
I think I've played everyone but Astornos.
Yeah, if you play in like afternoon, right? About
Yeah,
by then.
I play
Yeah,
afternoon.
I play at nights mostly. So I think I've played. Actually, I've never fought Lobber, but he's been on my team a lot. Like they just do not want me to fight Lobber.
Yeah,
I don't think I will
I
fight you
played
either.
I played against Pinzo and Tekken, but not against Joey and Astronos.
Mm.
I
Okay,
played everybody.
valid. Okay, this is the burning question that everybody needs to know the answer to. Cat or dog?
Yeah,
Dog.
Dog.
I say
Cat.
cat. Cat.
3 cats, 2 dogs. Lover and
No way.
yeah, Lover and
yeah, ready?
Lover wants a cat. Tekken and Joey want dogs. Okay.
What about you, Grad?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. I have a cat, but I love dogs. But I don't, oh wait, my cat's right there. I think she heard me. Oh fuck.
If you have a cat, not a dog, then you betray dog kind.
um, let's see. I posted on YouTube and on Spotify. Happy. I'll have the links available. My question is, what kind of acid do offlaners drink to put Doc ahead of Kalari and Drongo?
Yes.
Huh?
Wait, what's the question?
What?
Oh.
It is a beef question. We'll skip that one. We'll skip that one. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Sorry, it was empty. Empty's being
Okay.
empty. Empty's being empty. All right, what role do you prefer when you're not in the off lane? So what's your preferred off role?
Alt F4. Just kidding.
Offlane's not even my preferred role, bro.
My second role is Phil after offlane, honestly.
Fair.
I would say jungle or support.
You guys play other roles?
Any heroes where I can play other melee characters, basically.
I say support.
Mid lane would be my number 2, but I'm kind of with Joey. I'm a Phil gamer at
If
heart.
if I have to actually choose, one to be supports. I used to be support in the league, but also I get to play like Steel, Victor, those kind of melee characters in the support role.
Wait, Lance, your question was it who's the best? Oh, who's the best off lane player in the game in each of your opinions?
Oh my.
I would say Nice or Taking Kid. Nice is the best one in EU I played against, and Taking Kid is the best in NA I played against.
Okay. Any other opinions?
I say
Tekken's probably the best offlaner that I've played against.
you, Lobber. You're the best one. I
Tekken,
went
you
up
can say
against.
yourself if you really want to.
I can't. I don't want to. I don't like claiming myself to being the best offlaner.
So
Astornos?
humble.
I'm trying to think. I enjoy playing against a lot of people. It's really hard to pick like one. I know best and who I enjoy fighting the most is different, but I don't know.
All right, well then just do who you like fighting the most then. How about that?
I used to fight Joe a lot when we played at the same time zone, so I'm gonna say Joe.
Okay. Joey, what about you? You don't have to answer if you don't want to answer, if you don't want to stir the pot, but
No, you have to answer.
I have to answer. I guess at least in recent months, the only other offlane that I think is really up there from personal experience playing against him is Tekken, because he just play like me for real.
oh, he just like me for real, Joey says.
Real for real.
We both like to be so aggressive. I just don't really face a lot of aggressive offlanes a whole lot. Like aggressive offlaners that can actually do it well. There's a lot of aggressive offlaners that do it really poorly, but Tekken can do it really well.
Valid. All right. Here's a good one. You guys don't have to answer this one if you don't want to, but if you had to date one of the PCC casters, who would you take out and where?
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea who they are. I don't watch.
What?
I don't watch much competitive in this game.
Educate yourself.
I just play the game.
That's fair.
If we had to date one of them,
Yeah, if you had to date one of the PCC casters, like Lance, F6, any of those guys.
I mean, Choice is a man of just pure commitments. Like every lady should want Choice, honestly. Like he's a
Choice
really hardworking guy.
plays. Let's go,
I would
Choice.
go with Choice Plays too, because I think he just seems like a fun guy. Good ideas. Plus, he seems to be great in bed, from what I've heard. So.
Hey yo.
Whoa!
Hey yo.
I casted a tournament with Britick. It was put on by the PCC guys, but it was before it was called PCC. So I'm gonna go with Britick. I'm counting that.
Okay. Taking. Who you taking on
I
a date?
pass. I
He's
pass.
passing. He's passing.
He just wants
No.
to go to bed.
Yeah, true. Here's a good question though. How impactful do you guys think Offlane is as a role? 1 being the most impactful, 5 being the least impactful.
Is this for just solo queue purposes, comp setting, just
I'm assuming
general?
solo queue.
Solo, 5. Unless you're really dominating and taking your lead, like you gotta really be hard snowballing to like.
If 5 being the least impactful, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I say
5 is the
1.
least,
Yeah.
1 is the
if you-
most. And this could
I
be
was
for
gonna say
whatever. This could
5.
be solo queue or comp, and you can say both.
I feel like I think at least for offlane, it's the most volatile in terms of impact. A lot of it really depends on the hero. Like if you pick Steel, then your impact's not gonna be as high because you play around your team a lot. But if you pick Fei Mao and you win lane super hard, then you're gonna be a menace, right?
Yeah, but that's also true in mid. If you win mid super hard, you can impact more on the game. If you win jungle super hard, you can impact more on jungle. If you win carry, like by massive, you fucking just shit on everyone. Maybe support and offlane is like similar.
I support's the only role that I would put below it, but because carry depends so much on support and laning phase, like I would put offlane below.
So the offlaners don't value offlane very heavily, huh?
What are you talking about? I say
This role
1.
sucks, bro. I hate
No,
offlane.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Play Kalari. I'm telling
that's
you,
why-
you can. I will carry.
Tekken's trying to brainwash the community.
He is. Stop telling them to play
Bro.
Kalari. You want them to play ranged
It's-
offlane. Stop.
But that's why the role is just really fun to play, because you're not expected to be the most impactful, but when you actually 1v5, that's just a really good feeling,
True.
right?
Fair.
Yeah.
Like I just like for the fact that offlane, a lot of offlane impact is just indirect. Like if you win lane, you start invading. You're not only putting the offlane behind, but also the jungler. Sure, your ADC went 20 and 5, but that's because you put the jungler 3 levels down because you just constantly invade and kill that guy, right? Thing like a good offlaner is just like jungler's worst nightmare because it's like you can't 1v1 them at all, and they just have so much control of your side. So it's really just dependent on the performance a lot of times. So it's just down there.
That's a fair answer. All right, here's an interesting question. You guys don't have to all answer this if you don't want to, but if you want to, then go ahead. If you had to kiss, marry, and kill a role, so like players in general, I guess, in that role, which would they be and why?
Who was asking these questions?
Empty.
That would be empty.
All right,
Yeah.
I already
Okay.
know. I would
I
make
got
out.
mine.
I would make out with my jungler, like a little fling, you know. I would marry my support, and I would kill fucking ADC because that shit's.
Bro, Lobber took
broken.
the words right out of my fucking mouth. Dude, every time my jungler ganks, they get a fat wet kiss. My support, they're coming home with me. My carry could care less, man.
Carry your ass out of here, more like.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Lobber, someone who understands.
All right. What about Joey, Astarnos, Tegan? What do you guys think? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. That's
He's
fine.
like me for real. That's all I would say.
Yeah. Okay. 3 of the same thing. Okay.
You know, I kind of agree with that. I didn't expect to think about this question so much, but yeah, I agree. It's
All
kind of
right.
crazy.
Tekken.
I pass.
Okay, we're past. That's fair. That's fair. We'll do a few more so for time's sake, and then we'll be done. Which role do you guys think has the biggest egos?
ADC.
Carry.
Yeah, carry.
3
Carry,
carry.
yes.
100%
Holy,
carry.
holy.
Have you ever heard a carry? Have you ever heard Haru speak, bro? I mean, like,
Dude, have you ever heard a carry complaining that they can't one-shot you when you're going full tank? It's like, oh
Survivor?
my god, I hit him for like a few seconds and he didn't die. Like,
Survivor.
Oh, tanks are so
Literally.
OP.
every time they die, bro. My support, dude, he missed 1 stun. Come on, you can't do
Dude,
that.
I can't lean with this guy, man. He's so dog.
I almost kind of want to actually say mid lane. I feel like ADCs
Whoa.
always complain, but mid lane can get ahead of the main character and just ego their way through it. If we're going, at least based on previous episodes, there was a lot of ego going in that
I
stream.
agree.
Holy shots, shots,
True.
shots at the mid laners. Holy shots at the mid laners. Holy.
That actually true. I mean, I would say carry more, but I mean, mid laner is like, also up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think the players with the least amount of like what's it called, ego is probably support players or offlaners.
I'd say
Oh, of
support's the
course you would say
lowest.
offlaners, huh? Yeah.
Most of the sports that play supports don't even want to be playing that role, to be honest.
That's fair.
Just got it filled.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm just here. But people who actually play support, like
When is the rank mode?
Angels.
I could actually try to climb support. I actually really enjoy the role. It's just like I think that support feels a lot more satisfying in the more ranked setting when the elo is more even across the boards. But that's just me.
No, he's saying supports have the least amount of ego.
Yeah, least ego.
Least ego.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I'm
least
saying.
ego.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Least,
Sorry, it's like
least.
They're
this,
angels.
this is
Yeah,
like
it's
2 hours past my bedtime, so I'm falling asleep actually, like Tekken.
Oh no, you're good. Boinks understood the opposite as well. She was ready to throw hands in the chat. Yep, she was ready to fight somebody.
Oh, my bad.
So
Oh
what
no,
you say
you're
jungle's like middle of the road, I guess.
All right, we're
Depends
gonna
what jungle player you are.
keep
True.
the spice. Keep the spice. No, we won't. We won't go with that one. We won't go with that one. Actually, I'm sure they'll have fun with it. Anyway, well, as long as you guys keep it fun, we'll do one more question and then we're done. All right.
Soul Reaper, Soul Reaper, Soul Reaper.
Top 3 content
No, what?
creators
No,
that
no, no,
have
no,
the
no.
most or the biggest egos.
Ooh.
And have fun with it. Don't get too crazy. Don't get disrespectful, but be funny about it.
Black Tims, Black Tims, Black Tims.
Okay.
Oh
we
my god.
That's true. I mean,
Reaper's number 4, but Black
th-
Tims is top 3.
I think we have like the obvious answers, the one everybody's thinking about. I'm just gonna say it's Soul Reaper, Black Teams, and Crashy. I just saw his name in the chat and I was like, yeah, Crashy.
I can
Yeah.
agree with that top 3. I could be happy with that.
I want Ito to
Crash?
be. I was
Ito
gonna say
easy.
Ito at least in the top 3. Yeah,
Well, yeah, true.
he's like the opposite persona of me.
Crashy, we call him the CEO a dumbass and then be like, well, I don't know why people think, don't agree with me.
Tekken, what's your answer, Tekken? I gotta hear.
Is he alive?
Ah, come on, man.
Come
I
on,
don't wanna
Tekken. Come
sleep.
on, come on, Tekken. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. What do you think?
Like I say, Black Tims,
hmm
Gratty,
Oh.
and mm,
Yo, no, I can't believe you throw shots at me like that on my own show, bro. That's so
Have
fucked
you
up.
seen this guy?
like
stream?
that's literally it. That's literally it. You and Black Tims.
Damn. Holy. That was a good one. I'm surprised nobody said Pinzo. That's like Pinzo's
No,
thing.
Pinzo's humble. Pinzo's humble.
I'm mad, but I don't. It's not ego, bro. I don't think you know.
No, I'm not saying it in like a messed up way. I'm saying it in a funny way. People say that about you all the time.
Well, yeah. Dude, I rage. I'll like the game's stinky in it and shit. You know, like when my Xeris stun doesn't hit, bro. My monitor's going out the window. But that's not an ego thing.
I feel like a lot of time when you die or something like that, you usually take it on yourself.
Yeah, you do. You definitely mentioned a lot about if you made a mistake or not, and a lot of people don't do that all the times.
Good guy, Pinzo.
So, yeah.
But that Gratty guy, I mean, right?
True. I'm the villain. Put me number 1, honestly. Please.
Go on a villain arc, Gratty.
I'm about to. Tekken started my villain arc. Actually, maybe it's just continuing.
No,
Kick-started.
All right. Well, anyway, thanks for all the questions, chat. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the answers, guys. Thanks all of you as well. I know this is a really long episode, so sorry it took so long. But thanks all you guys, Astornos, yours truly, Lobert, Pinzo, Tekken. Thanks for pulling up, guys. I really appreciate you guys giving me your time and answering all these questions, having a good time with me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Of course.
Can we give our
Welcome, welcome.
shout outs?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we'll go top to bottom.
Alright.
Stornos, you got any shout outs you'd like to
Uh,
give for yourself or homies or
no,
anything?
I just play the game, dude. I'm good.
Plays the game. All right, Joey, any shout outs for you, brother?
Hey, shoutouts. YouTube, of course, but also any doggos enjoying us, which is only 2 of us in the chat right now, then go to my Twitter page.
Lover?
I want to shout out the best offlaner, which is me, of course. Twitch.tv/LaboGG. Everybody I can suck at. And, don't catch me single dingling you out there.
True, true,
Yoinky
true.
splunky.
Yoinky
Oh no, he's gonna
Splunky.
got the yoinky sploinky.
Yo. Pinzo, any shout outs for you, big dog?
I'm at Pinzo on all my socials. Well, correction, half my socials are at Pinzo Dunzo, but if you search Pinzo, you'll find it. You know.
I'll make sure in the comments on the YouTube I get the links out there for these guys. Tekken, any shout outs for
Send
you,
it.
homie?
I pass.
He passes. Alright, well, that will be it for episode 5 Offlane. I gotta do some brainstorming on what I'm gonna start doing now, starting next week. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for coming. I had a great time, so appreciate all you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Anytime,
having
dog.
us.
Thanks, man.
Peace, peace. Alright, let me go back to my epic battle music. This music's awesome. Alright, but that concludes Offlane episode 5. Hope you guys had a good time. I had a great time. I know I don't rechat while this is going on, or like I rechat, but it's really hard to respond while everybody's having conversation and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't do it just to ignore you guys while the show's going on, but I do it just to respect the guests. Get the most toxic gamers next. Yeah, I'm open to suggestions. What do you guys want to see next? What do you guys want to see next? I was thinking maybe trying to dive into the competitive thing. Maybe try to get some teams together. Get some teams together on the show. Can we get the Horseman podcast next? That would be so hard to do. Get those guys together. We'll see. Maybe in the future, but I would want it to be in good fun. I don't want to just flame those guys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that's exactly what you guys want. But yeah, thanks for pulling up, guys. Thanks, Medkit. Thanks, Lance. What's next for Chatty Gratty? That's for me to find out. I'll be brainstorming. It's gonna be a tough one. I really don't want to have to take off a week, but coming up with a new idea for the next series is gonna be harder. I've been brainstorming a lot. I don't know if I want to talk about like characters, get people to come in and talk about characters because there's all kinds of stuff you can talk about characters. But also you could get in like teams. You know what I'm saying? You could get teams going. I could try to do entertaining stuff if you guys really want that. I want to try to keep it educational, but every so often I could do something kind of funny if you guys want. But at the end of the day, like I said, if it's a joke, we got to make sure everybody's in on the joke, right? Like we want to get Ito, we want to get somebody in here, Tim, somebody that you guys, want to meme on. Got to make sure that they're in for it, that they're here for it. We don't want to disrespect anybody at the end of the day. Um, Still think you need to interview Ace? I'll flame Ace for the entire interview. That'll literally be just me flaming him, especially about his Lethal Company play. Like I can't even jump without falling into holes. Biggest pred tweeters? You just wanted to be you, Empty. Your bunnies were disrespected? We would never do that. Crashy, Crashy, and Crashy. Well, Crashy was supposed to be Kosei, but he couldn't make it. And I didn't have time to ask someone else. I probably would ask Steve again, because he's done it twice. Let's see if we can find someone. Get me into the next Ace Lethal Company lobby. I need to flame that guy. Ace is fun to play with. I like Ace. But let's see if we can find someone to raid. Like I said though, guys, you have any feedback for me, you can find me on Discord. Exclamation Discord in my chat. You can join my Discord. So you could DM me in there. Find me on Twitter. You can find me wherever, pretty much. And drop your feedback for me. I'm open to anything, things you liked, things you didn't like, suggestions you have for me on things I can change. I'm happy to, like, I just implemented a bunch of things I didn't do last week into the episode this week. So if you guys liked it, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know that as well. As always, trying to make the show better. And definitely, if you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see moving forward for Chatty Gratty, I am open to all suggestions for that. Thanks for coming, lover.